Let's try it now. Let's try it now. Hey, listen, I've always said this for a long time. When it's live, it's live. Had a great introduction done. Let's try this again. First off, I want to send a shout out to the man running the boards behind us, Adam Flieger. It's more stressful than what people realize. Welcome to our coverage. William Tiller is alongside. I'm Wesley Outland. As I said, I have a very a crazy schedule, but I had a Friday night off here, and we're ready to go. Gateway, Triple M Pulling Truck Series, where it all started for NASRA back in 2020 in the summer. And William, we're going to see a great race, great truck count, great racetrack. This is an exciting mile track. We're going to see the race here this evening, and will surely be entertaining, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely going to be a shootout here tonight, coming off that championship race Monday night in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series. Also, that late model Pulse Popper Series. Take a look at the point standings here. I think these might be a little old there with Adam Newbert at the top, because I believe Joey Doucette's the points leader here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Right now, he holds a 32-point lead over Steven Thomas for that regular season championship. But for me, Wesley, we're going to take 20 drivers into those playoff races next week. Right now, we have a deadlock for the top 20 positions between CJ Fonda and Huck Whittington right now, tied for that last 20th spot.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I know I try to keep up with it when I can, but obviously, no doubt, Adam Newbert at the top of the board for swim racing for Jeff Sickles and Sick With It Motorsports. And by the way, William, on Monday night, less than 96 hours ago, he locked up the inaugural season of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. Fret not, though. 2 weeks to celebrate, if that much, William. You're right back to the racetrack on Monday night. We're going to go for season number 2. There is no stopping in NASRA. You might celebrate being the champion for maybe a week or two, maybe a month or less. Then you're right back for another racing program.
Yeah, definitely. As I mentioned, Joey Doucette, the points leader here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. Adam Newbert currently 5th in these standings here in this series, but automatically could be locked into that top 20 into next week. So don't worry, Wesley. You still have that hope of him winning a championship here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. But here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, a little bit different track, Wesley. If you want to break down to the folks at home what this track's all about, it looks a little funky there at the grid.
Yeah, you know, I've always said this, and this is a track that I've been to as well in my endeavors as a broadcaster. This is a very unique, egg-shaped, smaller version of Darlington. The corners are different. The way that you enter the corners, exit diamond in the corners are different from the straightaways on the size, on the way that you arc and enter them parts of the track as well. We'll give you the logistics on everything in just a moment. But again, this mile track, hands down, is going to be a handful for these drivers. And it is almost go time here, as there are close to 30 drivers ready to go here for NASRA Triple M Pulling Truck Series at Gateway, or of course Worldwide Technology Raceway. Let's give you the starting lineup. Chris Cinnamon is on the pole in the number 3 machine, our friend from the north in Canada. To the outside, the animal, Keith Bradley from Lawrenceburg, Indiana, makes up row number 1. Row 2 will find Blake Lothian and Adam Newbert, the truck champion from Monday, as we mentioned, for swim. That's swim on row 2 together. Joey Doucette along to the outside. Taylor Peacock in that 81 machine. Adam Newton and Tyler Dittmer here. There's one of our colleagues we work with, the 34. He'll pop up any moment now. Zach Hartwig and Devin Painter will make up your top 10.
Yeah, starting off in the 11th position with the 23 is Stephen Thomas. 12th with the 42 of Ed Osborne. 13th with the 39 of Dan Hagan. 14th with the 86 of Kyle Hess. 15th position with the 48 of Robbie Richards. 16th position with the 88 of Ashley Dotson. 17th position is the 9 of Chris Blanchard. 18th position is the 37 of Raul Meza. 19th position is the 20 of Jose Luis Rivera. And rounding out our top 20 here tonight is the 45 of Dana Shepard.
Starting 21st will be, of course, the driver of James Morris in the 96. Derek Kilgore, the 11, will start outside on row 11. Row 12 will be Jeff Sickles himself from swim in the 22. Huck Wigington will be in the 00. Row 13 will find Eric Zimmerman and Brady LaBeouf, the Louisianan, in the 26 starting position, the man behind NASRA. Row 14, Brandon Bullock and Trey Pitts. Top 30 will find, of course, TJ Moore and Cody Dott. And along with the rest of the lineup, we're going to see Jimmy Amos and CJ Fonda 32 drivers ready to go whenever we send them rolling for this event. Let's break down the stages, if you will. We'll have 3 stages, as we always do, for the NASRA Triple M Pulling Truck Series here tonight, William Diller.
Yeah, here tonight, Wesley, we're going to rock 30 laps in stage number 1. We're going to go down to 60 in stage number 2. That's 30 laps in between stage 1 and 2. Then here tonight's going to bring us down to 130 at the end. So we're looking at around 70 laps to complete this race here tonight.
So basically it will be 30, 30, 80, if I'm thinking correct, right?
30, 30, 70 at the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
And pretty much a fuel window, I'm thinking between 45 to 55 laps, somewhere that number.
Probably around that number. We've got 100% fuel capacity here tonight with 5 sets of tires in the garage.
There you go. So stage 1, stage 2, we'll see how all that develops. We're ready to rock and roll. Thanks again to Adam Flieger and Barney, the virtual iRacing flagman, awaits. We're ready to bring Peter, the pace truck driver, down onto the pit lane. He is in, out of harm's way. Here comes the virtual thundering herd in their beautiful kaleidoscope of colors. 2x2x2 to the Geico restart zone for the initial start. Green flag. The run to the playoffs is on for NASRA. We're green at Gateway.
As right now, Chris Inman takes us out of the corner down this long backstretch here at Worldwide. You see the field's already jumbled up off the corner here. It's going to be a long back straight here as Chris Inman takes us down to 3.
Remember that very abnormal entrance on the back straightaway? That's the crossover. I have seen some crazy iRacing accidents where sometimes we've seen some drivers get loose and smack that. We'll see how all that develops. Right now, they storm down the front straightaway, put lap 1 on the board. And Chris Cinnamon from Canada, 2 truck length lead over Bradley. That's the way they are, 1 and 2 to the back stretch.
Yeah, Chris Cinnamon taking us down the backstretch right now, has the animal right behind him. Single file, I'd say Wesley all the way down to about the 8th position here as we go down to corner number 3.
Tonight's Darren's Nail Gun Repair. 150 underway here as they work their way around the racetrack. 150 miles, 130 laps, track just over a mile in distance. As in a few moments, we'll give the official track configurations of this facility here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Meanwhile, in the early going, here comes Doucette and Peacock having a battle now. Inside for the top 5. Here comes also Dipper on the inside. Look at the 34 go. He's our broadcaster.
Yeah, that's Tyler Dimmer. Oh, my goodness. As Peacock's giving the 16 a big shove down in the corner. Tyler Dimmer there, and the 34 is right to the inside of the 81. Around the corner right now, you see Devin Painter in the 99 right there as well. And Adam Newbert, fresh off of that championship victory there in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series, cruising along. Oh, big contact from Dan Hagen there, just out of the shot here in the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Huge contact there for the 39.
Watching Cinnamon, Lothian, Bradley, Newbert, Dittmer, top 5. That's the way it stands as their single file. Are these trucks electric? Pew Racing? No, they're virtual. I don't understand what you mean by that comment. They're made to mimic what the real truck would be. So, anyhow, they work to the back straight away. Some are coming off of turn number 4 down to the line. Chris Cinnamon is the leader. Blake Lothian in second. Keith Bradley, Adam Newbert again. Adam Newbert winning the championship from Tacoma. The other night, he's in the top 5. Tyler Dittmer will follow, and they're off at turn number 2 on lap number 4.
Watching right now, Chris Cinnamon, our pole sitter, still leading the way down to 3 and 4 right now. Still has Blake Lothian right there in the 43. Keith Bradley there in the 29. Things quiet right now, Wesley, as we head towards that front stretch.
There is Blake Lothian now. Right behind him, Adam Newbert. There you see the 4, the silver number 4, as Bradley, Newbert, and Lothian begin to have a little battle amongst themselves. Blake Lothian will now move to the number 2 position around Keith Bradley. Bradley now going to have to deal with the likes of Newbert. Newbert will have to deal with Dittmer. Doucette's running after Dittmer, and all this goes on single file down into turn number 3.
Still single file here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. And Wesley, this is interesting to see here in stage number 1. I think the drivers are just being very patient here. Not to say, though, if you're inside that top 20 heading into this race here tonight, maybe in around the 10 to 15 range, you got to be comfortable heading into this race here tonight.
Yeah, you got to have patience, hands down, I believe. All this is going on. So, hey, Pew, turn the Adam Flieger, turn the volume up of the trucks. They want more truck noise, brother. Turn the trucks up. They're saying that we are just on the broadcast as audio only, and I will say I kind of noticed that the other night too, that the truck volume was just down too low. Let them hear some of those rumbles of the engines. Matter of fact, let's rest our voice for a moment. And for you and Pew Racing, Jonathan, here is the Nazareth sounds of the race from Gateway. Yeah, that volume's down really, really low, Adam, whenever you turn it down, brother. Work on them whenever they come out of turn 4. Bring us. Oh, well, you left our mic on during the sounds of the race. Oh. Okay, it's gone now, I think. Next go around. Do we got a caution? We got a caution? Oh, look, we're under yellow flag here. William, I think we're under caution while we were doing the Nazareth sounds of the race, brother.
We sure were under caution there, Wesley, as we see. I'm trying to see who that is here. We're under caution, our first caution of the night here. That's Zach Hartwick in the 93 machine.
So the caution coming out for the 93 of Zach Hartwick. Everybody, we apologize. We're having some technical gremlins going on behind the scenes with Adam Flieger. We were supposed to have our mics off during the sounds of the race, and I guess you were hearing some of the commentary in the background. Thank goodness nobody said anything bad. But Zach Hartwick and his Chevrolet going around, spinning on the bottom of the apron on the return road, and that is why we're on the caution as you check out the On the Pole instant replay. Be racing next Friday. I believe Trackhouse will be watching as well. Thank you very much. Alex Scherchema, you confused the hell out of him. When he said the trucks were electric, I finally caught on to it, so I did. And we'll try to make sure that we have a little bit more rumble. I think Adam Flieger is working on some new cool things that are going on, like this cool commercial. We're going to step away. We're in the early going. Nazareth 360 Racing Network from Gateway for the trucks will return in just a moment. Back here at the Gateway International Speedway. Welcome back to coverage. Or actually, correction, it's Worldwide Technology Raceway. It is Gateway, by the way. But we got to mention the sponsor. Darren's Nail Gun Repair 150. What is this, William Tiller? What is it, the penultimate race before the playoffs? We're literally in the playoffs. The playoffs are upon us for the trucks?
Yes, sir. This is the regular season finale here
Playoffs?
tonight. So we'll have a regular season champion here tonight, and then we'll have somebody very, very sad. They won't make those top 20 playoff races next week.
There you go. By the way, understanding Jonathan Pugh that we're having some audio gremlins in the background. Adam Flieger and Cody Knott working diligently behind the scenes to work on the broadcast experience, and we're trying to take care of that as we speak. So we'll make sure we try to get a little bit more volume for you for the sounds of the rumbles of these trucks. Caution coming out again for Hartwig's machine, the 93, putting us under the yellow flag. Did anybody come to the pits, William? I don't think any of the front runners came down to pit road. I think it's still too early to be pit.
Yeah, nobody headed down just yet. There was a few guys down there towards the tail end of the grid. Just throw some names around. Derek Kilgore down there. Chris Blanchard down there in 25th position. Jimmy Emos down there in 26th position. CJ Fonda also headed down pit road as well. These are trucks that are in the 25 to 30th position range down there at the tail end of the grid.
All right, so the lights are, well, my phone just dropped in front of me. The lights are off on the base truck, and we'll get ready to settle back in for the restart here. Thanks for those that are checking us out on NASRA Racing, obviously on YouTube. And give us a follow and a share and a like on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. William Tiller is available also on Twitter, and I'm at Wesley Outlet on Twitter. Give us a like and a follow on all of the social media platforms as well. And that NASRA-Racing, or NASRA_. No, it is Dash Racing. It is. We'll get ready now for the field to come back to the Geico restart zone. Ready for the first restart in the stage number 1. Field will come back to the green flag. It'll be lap number 12 as the field comes to the line. Green flag back in the air. 13 now completed. And Blake Lothian now going to have to try to battle to get around Chris Cinnamon. That goes off with Bradley in the corner in a battle for the top 5 as they work off turn 2.
Yeah, right now Chris Cinnamon off of 2's feeling every pressure from the 43 truck, though. Has that nose right up on the back bumper of Chris Cinnamon down into 3. Right now, Blake Lothian's itching to get on top of that grid. Wesley, the 43 truck, has yet seen victory lane.
Leaders working their way again off the corner, off the back straightaway. By the way, Jonathan, if you want to give us a Pew Racing, if you want to give us a yes, the thumbs up, if you can hear the rumbles of the trucks or anybody in the chat box, please do so, as I believe we're trying to work on those technical things along the way. 14 laps now on the board now. The working lap 15. It's Cinnamon on the back straightaway. There's a conga line, no conveyor belt. Single file behind them.
Yeah, single file all the way down the backstretch right now. Is Chris Cinnamon still our race leader into 3 and 4. Keith Bradley right there. Adam Newbert right there as well. See a big pile up though towards the tail end of this grid. A lot of drivers there trying to advance position as we're down the front stretch.
All of this going on as they work their way down the front straightaway again. 15 laps in now with Cinnamon, Lothian, Bradley, Newbert, Dittmer, Doucette. I think he won a couple of weeks ago, one of the NASRA Triple M pulling races I did. I think it was the road course race I think I did. We got one bouncing, jumping out of line, dropping to the bottom of the racetrack, and some more are zigging. There they are. You saw them just kind of, if you will, jump out of line and bonsai to the bottom of the racetrack, and then they're able to continue right along, and well, they all fall to the back of the line, but we do still stay green. That's Hagan alongside with the other truck there as they come back to the line there.
Yeah, we're looking at Joey Doucette. He won at Kansas not too long ago, and what could be called the most consistent season I've seen in a long time, Wesley. Joey only has 1 win on the season, but has a 34-point lead at the top of the points table. That means Joey has finished in the top 10 for all but one of these races so far this season.
Yeah, all of this is going on right now as we are in the early going of this race right now, but to put 16 laps completed on lap number 17. Chris Cinnamon still the truck number 3 that is leading here in the early going, but obviously 130 laps the distance. You got those 3 stages. We're in the middle of stage 1, just halfway through stage number 1, and I don't think we were expecting the Zach Hartwig caution, but I think everybody right now is just trying to ride and drive and fill their truck out here in stage number 1. Oh, and something else to think about too, Tyler. I don't even think we even hit on it, Will. We're under the lights. We're under the lights tonight, and that really is going to be crazy on the handling and the setup of these trucks. Some will get tight, some will get loose, and in addition to that, not only that, obviously it cools the track down, so we're not going to see them crazy 100+ track temperature degrees as well.
No, No, not at all, as we have about 11 laps to go here in stage number 1. We're riding on board with the 43 truck of Blake Bothke here down the backstretch right now, keeping an eye out on our race leader, Chris Cinnamon, as he drives the field down in the corners 3 and 4.
Watching them working their way again off into the corner. There's the Nazra Sim Racer Hub Truck Champion. Just a glimpse of him a moment ago. The number 4 for Swim, Adam Newbert. There's Peacock now battling with one of the X-side colors of the 99 machine. Devin Painter, Robert Richards, all these drivers are in a gaggle of traffic there as they work into the corner. 10 to go in stage 1.
Yeah, 10 to go here in stage 1, and a big storyline I'm watching for in this race, Wesley, here as we come off the corner down the backstretch. CJ Fonda, the 53 machine, came in deadlock tied for that last 20th position in the points table. Right now is rolling around the track in the 28th position, 11 seconds off our leader.
11 seconds off the leader. We'll watch and see that distance interval, see whether it's going to fall back or continue to stay where it is right now, as currently the leader up in front is going to be the driver of, no doubt, the number 3, Chris Cinnamon. Holding off everybody, a couple of Fords there, 1 and 2. The nice orange, black, and white machine leads the charge going to turn number 3, closing in on single digits in stage 1 here at Gateway.
Yeah, counting it down, Chris Cinnamon is still our race leader. Hasn't felt any pressure there at the top of the table there. Mr. Wesley Allen has the 3 machine. Chris Cinnamon takes us across that start and finish line. Make it 9 to go in stage number 1.
William, give me a second. I'll be right back, brother.
Chris Cinnamon goes down to 1 right now. He's starting to feel it, though, from Keith Bradley in the 29 here around 1 and 2. The 29 machine's right on that back bumper of the 3. Nobody's yet to get to the 3 in their grasp as they're racing down the backstretch. Into 3 and 4 right now. The apex of 3 and 4. We're checking out Keith Bradley's cockpit right there as he's still trying to catch the draft off the 3, as Chris Simmons going to take us down the front stretch right now. Ooh, gets very loose off of 4 there, but makes it right now. 8 laps to go as we go down to corner number 1. Keith Bradley right there on the back bumper of the 29 machine. The animal is trying to eat up the spots here tonight, right on the inside of the 3 as we're down the back stretch. Chris Cinnamon right now down at the 3 and 4. He sees that Ford right behind him. That's Keith Bradley in the 29. Keith Bradley, though, might run out of laps here in stage number 1 if he wants to snag that stage victory right now as we come off of 4. Keith Bradley's got a big run off of 4. He's going to use that draft right now down to corner number 1. He's right on that back bumper. See if he goes to the inside here. He does go to the inside here in 1 and 2. Keith Bradley trying to make a move for the lead, and it might look like he's going to hold that position, hold that side draft off the corner. Right now we're drag racing down the backstretch here at Worldwide, down into 3, the 29, and the 3 side by side into 3 right now. This is stage number 1, and the 29 clears with an awesome side draft move on the entry of 3. Bradley takes us across the line right now as our race leader right now. Chris Cinnamon's trying to get back to the penthouse position. That is the top of the table right there. That's Keith Bradley, 29. Here our race leader with 6 laps to go in stage number 1. Takes us down at 3 and 4. It looks like we have a caution flag on the racetrack. Caution is out for only the 2nd time. And we see what happened here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network, bringing you this instant replay here. See what happened. Look at James Morris there in the 96 machine, who just comes into that corner very, very... Ooh, I don't know about that. Looks like Derek Kilgore there in the 11 is going to make contact there with James Morris. The 11 is going to just overdrive that corner with just too much sauce there. He's going to hit that grass. It's going to cause the 11 to get sideways. And unfortunately for James there in the 96 machine, just going to be an innocent bystander there from the 11 overshooting that corner. But we're under caution here for only the 2nd time here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. And right there, we're going to take a look at it once again. The 11 is going to try to slow down. He's using that backdraft of the 96 on the entry of the corner. He's hitting the brakes here. He's already overshot it. He's just trying to save that truck right now. He's going to try to dive bomb it into the apron. Unfortunately, he's going to hit a little grass there. Can't get grass back up onto the racetrack. And unfortunately, just makes contact with the 96, who was running that middle side lane. Nothing he could do there in that situation. The 11 just came up on the racetrack. Unfortunately, makes contact with the 96 machine. That brings out our second caution of the night here in stage one. Looking like a few drivers are heading down pit road here. Not a lot, though, and I am curious to see if that brings an end to stage number one. But we'll step aside for our short break of the evening. We'll be right back for the conclusion of stage one here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network.
Hey, William, I was trying to give you a thumbs up to let you know I'm back, man. I had to step away. My freaking cable was getting tangled up. Are you sure we're muted? Okay, go ahead. All right, we're back, and as you see, it's Friday night, and we're working on some technical things, whatever and whatnot. William, I believe to answer your question, we're being told it might be a one-lap shootout. It's going to be a one-lap shootout here to end stage one.
Doesn't get any better than that there, Wesley. We're going to have a pure Fast and Furious shootout there to the end of stage one here. And boy, what a stage it's been. We've already had a couple cautions here, Wesley. We've already had some crashes on the racetrack. Boy, what a regular season finale we have here in the Triple M Pulling Truck Series.
I'm watching these trucks, and I was talking off air, and thank goodness it didn't catch all of my commentary. But I was like, "What are these guys doing? They're trying to run into that wall over there that we were talking about, where the crossover gate is, if you will, William." And then they start veering and turning. So we're getting ready for a restart. It's going to be lap number 29. So let's be frank here. They're going to get 2 laps, okay? Coming to the line, 1 lap. It's going to be a 1 lap. Here you go. 1 lap. This is it for stage number 1. And then they're going to throw the caution. So here we go. Final lap in stage number 1. And it's going to be Keith Bradley with a great restart on everybody to the back straightaway for the final time of stage 1 here at Gateway. There, William Tiller. They're coming your way.
Yeah, I believe you stepped aside for just a second. You saw that excellent side draft move that Keith Bradley used to pass Chris Inman in the 3. But right now, Keith Bradley takes us down to 3 and 4 as our race leader.
Well, they're going to work their way out of turn number 3 and 4. And the Ford of Lawrenceburg, Indiana's Keith Bradley, they call him the Animal, will come to the line. He'll storm across the start-finish line. He will lock up stage number 1. Top 10 include Bradley, Newbert, Cinnamon, Lothian, Painter, Doucette, Thomas, Richards, Peacock, and Adam Newton at the end of stage number 1 Keith Bradley, the animal. If I remember correctly, William, didn't Keith win last Friday night in Indianapolis? If I'm correct, I was off doing real racing work, but I think he won at Indianapolis.
I believe that was Adam Newbert as well at Indianapolis. There.
Okay,
So won at Indy and then turned around and won a championship the next Monday. So what a weekend it was for Adam Newbert.
Okay, my apologies. I thought I saw somewhere where Keith Bradley was in victory lane for something. So anyhow, yeah, Adam Newbert again carrying a lot of momentum. I mean, I always call him Mr. February because he literally just dominated a lot of the NASRA events in February, pocketed almost close to $400+. Ladanco, Blanchard's Towing and Repair, TRD, obviously Swim, number 4. Adam Newbert now, and others are coming down to the pit lane, and obviously we're going to see work happening here as there will be a feeding frenzy of work at the end of stage number 1. William, they're coming down to you on pit road.
Pit road right now. This is one of those most important stops, not only because what you're going to put on the truck here, Wesley. These drivers will take mental notes. They'll take actual notes as well. What works here in this stop? Of course, you're going to get another stop there in stage number 2. But I think all the drivers here, Wesley, they're trying to culminate all that data, all those reference points they can use for that last bit of the race. Those 70 laps, we're going to have green flag pit stops. Remember there, Wesley. So trying to figure out here which strategy is going to be the best.
Yeah, we'll see how all of that transpires here as we work here at the end of stage number 1. Phenomenal job, and we'll get ready to bring in, if you will, one of our stage 1 winners, and we'll grab him real quickly as pit stops are about to conclude. And that is the driver out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, the animal, Keith Bradley. Keith, winner of stage 1. Man, phenomenal truck. But you had to kind of battle a couple of contenders. But man, how you feeling here at Gateway? I know you know this place very well.
Feeling pretty good. We got a good fast truck. We actually just got a speeding penalty, so.
Oh wow,
that'll be fun. But the good thing is we'll learn some stuff working through traffic for the long green flag run. So I ain't really sweating it too much. But story of the season. At least we got the stage win, and then we got a win to lock us in. So it ain't that big of a deal.
William, what you got there for the animal in the 29?
Keith, I think Wesley had stepped aside there, but go ahead and break down that side draft move that you used to get around Chris Simon in the 3. You kind of waited your turn, and then right when the 3 went up the racetrack, you just used that slingshot side draft to your advantage.
Yeah, I just timed my run real well. Typically, I like to feel everything out, how the tires are going to work, how the tire wear is going to be, and then I found something there late in the run and just used it to my advantage. And see if we can do it again the rest of the night. It was pretty fun. I'm sure it's really cool to see on the broadcast too.
Keith, final question. We'll let you go so you can get back to work here. Did you expect to think we see a couple of cautions in stage 1, or did you feel like it was probably going to be a green flag run?
Typically at these kind of tracks, I kind of feel like we will typically get a yellow at some point in the stage outside of the stage yellow. So I'm not surprised.
All right, buddy. We'll head on back down there and take care of business. Winner of stage number 1, the number 29 out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, the animal, Keith Bradley. And if you want to bring us back in the broadcast booth real quickly, William Tiller, I want to get your assessment, if you will, of stage number 1. Your thoughts of the race analysis here is, again, we've got a couple more laps until we go back to the green flag. But again, a couple of caution flags. I really wasn't expecting yellow flags. I thought that it was going to be a comfortable run, if you will. But obviously, that's not been the case. But it's still a long racing left to go. Still 100 laps left to go at Gateway.
Yeah, still a long way to go here in this race. And Wesley, a few things that stood out to me is that there's a lot of racing going on there at the tail end of the pack. They're in the middle of the pack. It's very single file. We're seeing a few passings going on, a few battles for position. What I'm also seeing at the top side of the grid there is if you're a leader and you can get out in that clean air, you can separate. We saw that from Chris Cinnamon there. He checked out there. But also keep in mind, Wesley, if you're out there in that clean air for too long, that tire wear can start to eat at you, and that's what happened there. Keith Bradley reeled him in, caught that big bass, and then get that stage victory.
Yeah, by the way, speaking of bass and reeling in, don't forget about the Pulse Poppers Fishing Lure Late Model Stock Car Series. Good segue there, William Tiller. Round number 3 this past weekend, of course, won by someone else besides the driver of Rhett Tucker. We saw someone else pull in there and pull the upset victory because, obviously, the leaders took each other out, especially Rhett Tucker and Blake Lothian involved in the whole deal. And, of course, Adam Newbert went on to pick up the win. But I will tell you this, though, as we go back to the green flag, stage 2 underway. Going to be a fun race next week. It's going to be at Martinsville. I'm disappointed I'm not going to be able to make it because I have real broadcast obligations. But as we get ready to go back to racing, we've got our colleague Tyler Dittmer and Dana Shepard and Brandon Bullock, new drivers in the top 3. But and by the way, NASRA Racing social media is promoting a phenomenal all-star race at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway for that late model stock Tuesday night series. $200 guaranteed to win, William. Do not miss it.
Ooh, that's very nice, and that's also a great recruiting for season 2 of the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series. But oh my goodness, right here, Wesley, we have a big pileup on the racetrack. Chris Cinnamon, Adam Newbert, Devin Painter in the 90. Oh my goodness, Dana Shepard in the 45, big contact. Taylor Peacock in the 81, Derek Kilgore in the 11, Raul Meza in the 37. Big pileup on down the backstretch.
Yeah, there you see just the end result of what just expired down the back straightaway there with a bunch of trucks involved. Kilgore, Blanchard, Raul Meza, and more. Taylor Peacock, it all started with the 81 getting turned, and again, I'll tell you what, William, you saw it break loose over there down the back straightaway.
It was starting to unravel just like an old t-shirt here tonight. Wesley, right there. This problem already started to come together there. I think on the corner there, these drivers were racing very close to one another. I was getting nervous for Chris Cinnamon, which was our pole, sitting there in the 3. He was caught up in this mess, just got out of there in the nick of time. Big pile up there. The 81, Taylor Peacock. The 11 of Derek Kilgore, his race is over. Elmez in the 37 machine, his race is over. Heavy contact, heavy damage to the 37 as well. And you just see Dana Shepard in the 45. His race is over as well. A lot more names at the tail end of this grid. They're going to be collected in that, and that's a bright purple machine. That might be Joey Doucette, our points leader, involved in this as well.
Look at everybody trying to drive through that little crossover overflow, if you will. I think it's hilarious how they're just taking advantage of that little, 20-yard gap, if you will, of extra runoff, and then they turn back onto the track to avoid hitting the safer barrier. Oh my. My
goodness, Wesley, all I can imagine is somebody decided to use the porta potty at that exact moment. I don't think that would have been the right moment to use it. Right here, as this big pileup is happening down the backstretch, you wonder if there's a car heading towards you in that porta potty.
Yeah, look at this little space here. Look at all of these drivers they're trying to find some little space to avoid and got tangled up and collected in it. So yeah, there you go. So on board with the Toyota of Adam Newton. Now you're on board with the Madera, California driver of the 26 of Cody Knott. What happens here? Look at this. Wow. Oh, no. Oh, wow. Oh, get through it. He made it.
We made it. He did make it. For a very high truck count there, Wesley, I think we had just had a few of them meet early exits here tonight at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. And
I just got this, William. I want to quote what Cody Knott just said to us. He said, "My onboard, holy hell." Here's Dana Shepard. Those are his words, by the way, not mine. Dana Shepard from Putney, Vermont. Let's see what it was like for him on board. Oh, man, let's see this one more time. Oh, wow, there you go. Come on, stay in it. Well, he kind of got... Oh, man, he come out of nowhere, Raul Meza did. I thought he was out of it there, William.
Yeah, for the 45, and again, for Raul Meza, if you've watched some of these broadcasts here in the NASCAR 360 Racing Network, you would know that Raul Meza in the 37 has the worst luck of any driver in any series I've ever seen, Wesley. That man is in here every week, and every week he is caught up in some sort of unfortunate accident.
He's always a dedicated one, man, no doubt about it. I'll admit that, and been doing this a long time. Just the good, the bad, and the ugly in the sport for Almeza. Again, a tough break there for him.
I would have to say, though, Wesley did have a top 10 finish there at last week's championship race in the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series. So, championship race, there's a very good finish for Raul there. Unfortunately, here tonight, doesn't look like he'll finish the race behind the wheel at that 30. But Wesley, that was only our third caution of the night here in stage number 2. Tyler Dittmer, our colleague here at the NASCAR 360 Racing, and we're currently our race leader.
And while we're under the yellow flag, I think we've got another lap under caution. I think we're going to try to bring him in possibly. Well, no, next caution. Let's go back to on track, guys. We're going to try to grab our colleague in the booth, Tyler Dittmer, but next go around we will. I thought they were going to have another lap or two under caution, but they're already a half a lap away, coming back to the Geico restart zone and getting the green flag here. So. But, man, we done the race at, what was it, Daytona together. What was that, back in February, I think it was, or March? And we're already into the playoffs. Like, literally, this season's flew by for the season 7 of the trucks.
This season has absolutely flown by, Wesley, and I think these drivers have a lot more in store as well. Here tonight, we're going to crown a regular season champion from the names on this list here. Wesley, it's not the same names you would think. It's not a Nathan Maurer. It's not an Adam Newbert there at the top of this points table here on these Friday night races. You're looking at the likes of Joey Doucette, Stephen Thomas, and the animal Keith Bradley right there. So a different name of contenders here as we come off of 4 here. We're waiting the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, we're ready to come back to the green flag when they come back to the Geico restart zone of the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 150. Ready for the field to come back. Green flag in the air again. Tonight is the final race of the regular season. Playoffs to the Sweet 20 begin at Richmond Raceway next Friday night, Cinco de Mayo. And Tyler Dittmer is gone on the whole shot.
Right there, but you see already the LA traffic coming off of corner number 2 right there, gridlocked and jumbled up right now as we're thinking about going 3 wide for a second right there. There's contact made. Christopher makes contact with Jose Luis Rivera, the 20. Caution flag is out, huge pile up. Adam Newbert's involved, Devin Painter's involved in the 99, 86 involved as well. A lot more names as we're under caution once again.
A massive pileup has just ensued on the restart, and it is another big one. Some big names, even the most recent NASCAR champion involved. Here's a look at the on the pole instant replay, and well, William, you saw it break loose again. What's your side of it?
Yeah, right there. We're gonna see if there's any contact. Oh, that is clear. There's no net code there. Looked like the 20 just gets loose there in the middle lane. Comes down on the 3. Didn't look like anything malicious from the 3. 3 held his line there on the inside. Unfortunately, 20 gets absolutely 90-degree angle on the racetrack. And when that happens, Wesley, nothing good's going to come out.
Man, here's a look at it again from a different angle. As wow. By the way, I was looking at the schedule. Richmond coming up for round 1 of the playoffs next week. Then it's going to be Homestead, Miami, Auto Club Speedway. The first 3 rounds in the Sweet 20. Then in the Fast 14 will be, of course, Nashville, Chicago, Rockingham.
And looking at that replay there, Wesley, it's hard to see if Jose gets loose, gets a contact that sends the 20. If we could rewind the tape just a little bit there, if Jose's getting loose here off into the entry of 3 and 4, or if it's just contact from the 3 that makes Jose loose, I don't see any wiggle out of the truck just yet. It looks like that's just pure door-to-door contact there, Wesley.
Yeah, that's a tough break there.
Just a pure door-to-door contact there from the 20 and Chris Cinnamon in the 3 machine, and that's going to put some more damage on some of these trucks back here. Adam Newbert's going to be involved in the 4. Looks like he'll be all right, though. He's got that truck moving again. Looks like there's going to be some damage on that 4 machine. Heavy damage, though. He's crab walking the pit road there, Wesley. Looks like his night might be over.
Well, we're under caution again here, so we'll see how all this results and goes down as we're going to have to reset this again here. Another accident, another big wreck on the back straightaway, if you will. Big field of trucks involved. And again, this is one board that was on board on the pole instant replay there with Adam Newbert. Wow.
Right now, as we get this grid back together, it's still Tyler Dittmer in the 34 leading the way here tonight. Wesley here on this fast Friday night. This is the regular season finale of the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. And like I mentioned before this break, before that yellow flag flew, a few different names are in contention for that regular season championship.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring, if you will, what's his face, to the booth, Tyler Dittmer with DEP Racing, but for some reason I can't invite the server. I think that might be it right there. I don't know. I give up. I hate Discord. Anybody does not know how I think about Discord. I despise Discord. I've never liked it. But anyhow, for some reason I can't get him in the broadcast booth, but well, I think we got him in now. So, hey, Tyler, doing well, broadcast partner, man. Not only can you hold the microphone well, you can steal the hell out of a virtual truck. What's your take of the race so far at Gateway?
It's a lot more chaotic than I expected. Yeah, I don't know, a lot of cautions here. Just hoping we have some long green flag run. Truck feels good in the longer run. Definitely not the great short run speed you see out of Cinnamon. So we'll see what we can do here. A little bit of a pitch strategy got us up front, and we'll see how this 34 Depth Graphics Chevrolet handles the rest of the race.
I'll tell you this much, you missed the big one.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of my teammates have gotten taken out already. Jose, Luis Rivera, and Dana Shepard, and some big wrecks. I heard Bradley was in it possibly, and Joey Doucette. So sucks that such talented drivers got screwed over, but I mean, it's what happens when you have mistakes on pit road sometimes.
William, thank you for bringing our broadcast partner Tyler in. What you got for him before we come back to the green?
Yeah, good luck. Have fun.
Appreciate it, Tyler. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thank you. Talk to you later.
Well, that's the guy out of Gore, Virginia. He's worked with us many nights on Monday night for the NASCAR Stream Racer Hub Truck Series. William, it sounds like he wants to race more this year.
The pace truck is off. He is ready to take this green flag here tonight. Wesley, Tyler Dittmer in the 34 machine will take the green flag as the field rages down in the corner number 1.
Oh, we're back to it again. Green flag of the air. Sorry about that, folks. I don't know. I was able to move one guy in for an interview like Keith Bradley, and for some reason I couldn't move in the other guy. And me and Discord don't get along. Back to the restart, down the back straightaway. Dittmer is the man that's leading the way in that machine. All the while, it is, of course, the pink 34 holding off everyone else. They dive into turn number 3. Cinnamon, one up in the fence. That's CJ Fondau in the 953. Holds it together, drops to the bottom of the apron as he works off turn 4. He's got massive damage on the passenger right side of the truck, but no caution, but he's going to fall back, though, as they go back to 1.
I think that's a tire issue from the cockpit of the 53 truck. We saw that 53 drift up the racetrack there, make contact with the high sidewall. And boy, Wesley, if we've all watched NASCAR broadcast before, we all can see that that was a tire issue clear as day. The 53 truck has to make his way to pit road. CJ Fonda has to squeeze out what he can out of this race here tonight if he wants to make those top 20 next week.
Man, what a heartbreak there for Fondau's machine as they work their way again, coming off the corner out of turn number 4, back down to the front straightaway. Tyler Dittmer is the leader. Chris Cinnamon in second. Stephen Thomas now up to third. Brandon Bullock, Chris Blanchard, top 5. That's the way they go. Single file back into turn number 2.
Right now on the racetrack, Tyler Dittmer still our race leader, but he has about 6 laps difference in our second place truck of Chris Cinnamon. The 3 machine right now is on the back bumper of the 34. Chris wants that spot. He got it snatched from the 29 of Keith Bradley right before the end of stage number 1. Just like you get your chain snatched in Friday here, he got that lead snatch from Keith Bradley. He won that stage number 1. But right now, Chris Cinnamon's hungry for that top of the grid once again.
Dittmer, Cinnamon, Thomas, Bullock, Blanchard, top 5. That's the way they are right now. All of these guys work single file down to the back straightaway. Lothian now trying to pick to the inside of Blanchard's truck. He'll try to make a move as they work 50 laps into 3.
Yeah, Chris Blanchard here tonight. Big mover. Brandon Bullock as well, up 23 spots from the drop of the green flag up to fourth. Tyler Dittmer, though, still on old equipment, still holding it down. Have just about 10 laps to go here in stage number 2.
Looking inside, Cinnamon working off the corner. Closing in on under 10 to go in stage number 2. As William Tiller and I reiterated on, this is going to go to lap number 60. And then they've got a run to the finish for about 70 laps to lap 130. All the while, here they come. Working off the turn. Closing in also on halfway here in about another 15 laps or so. And back to turn number 1 and 2. Bullock now trying to battle Lothian. That's to get in the top 5 in the corner out of 2.
A lot of movers inside of the top 10 right now. CJ Fonda right up there, up 21 spots from the drop of the green flag. Cody Knott up to 8, up 22 spots from the drop of the green flag. Brian Bullock mentioned that 17 truck, but James Morrison, the 96, up 14 spots from the drop of the green flag. So a lot of drivers inside of the top 10 right now, having the best race of the season so far.
Dittmer hitting his marks perfectly. The Gore, Virginia driver up on the outside. Chevrolet in the Ford there. Chris Cinnamon from Victoria, Canada. Right there in that machine, you see the distance, and there's the interval back between Cinnamon and Thomas to third. And we're closing in as Cinnamon's driving a different lane on Dittmer's truck, but he can't get him there as they work off 4.
Can't get him there as well. We watched how long it took the 29 machine, Keith Bradley, to just slowly and methodically chip at the ice block that was Chris Cinnamon's lead. He took that opportunity. Luckily, he had enough momentum through the corner to get around the 3. Right now, it's going to be a monumental task to get around the 34 of Tyler Dittmer, who takes us down the backstretch as our race leader.
Backstretch, everyone is all single file. They'll all work their way to the back straightaway into turn number 3. Tyler Dittmer. Dittmer, Cinnamon, Thomas, Lothian, Blanchard, top 5. That's the way they work their way up the corner. Single file. Bullock now going after Blanchard. Can he get him? Top 5. Under 5 to go in stage 2. Here at Gateway, they're back to 1.
Right now, checking out Chris Blanchard in the 9 machine. Brad Bullock right there as well. Chris Blanchard having a pretty good run here tonight inside the top 5, holding off one of our biggest movers of the race, the 17 truck of Brandon Bullock. No change though with 6 laps to go here in stage number 2. Still Tyler Dittmer leading the way in that 34.
Pink and white number 34 works his way off the corner. Blanchard right there. You saw the glimpse of the 9. There is 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right there with each other of Cinnamon, Thomas, Lothian right there trying to run down, if you will, Dittmer, but they can't do anything yet. Now Thomas goes after Cinnamon for P2. That's in turn 2.
Thomas right there in the 23 machine. He's trying for that regular season ship here tonight, right on the back of the 3 machine of Chris Cinnamon into the corner. He has some pressure on his backside, though, as Blake Lothian's now worked his way back up into the mix, currently in 4th position right now with 5 laps to go in stage number 2.
Back off of turn 4. They're right there. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right with one another, single file. All the while, Tyler Dittmer continuing to pull away. There's that interval as we approach the end of stage number 2. 4 laps to go here. Of course, in the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 150 here tonight at the virtual Gateway International track, now known as Worldwide Technology Raceway. And they come to the line. Dittmer across the stripe. Looking now at 3 to go here in stage 2. He's right there by himself, single file to 1 there, William.
Yeah, it takes us into the Apex 1 and 2 right now. The 34 machine, even though he's on old equipment here, he talked about in that interview, Wesley, that you brought him up here into the booth. Of course, a colleague here with us here in the broadcast booth, talked about how his truck's a little bit slower on the long runs. I'm not seeing it, though, as the caution flag waves, and that might give that stage to Tyler Dittmer.
Yeah, I think we're going to take this one all the way to the finish. We got a yellow flag out over the racetrack. I don't think they're per se going to be able to finish the wreck and clean it back up and go back to a green flag. This will probably give the stage number 2 to the driver of Tyler Dittmer. Cinnamon, Lothian, and Thomas did everything they could amongst themselves battling, though. And here's the on the pole instant replay for what happened of why we're under the yellow flag for, what is it, the 5th time now? 5th time in the race.
To 5, I do believe, right there. It's kind of hard to see with the damage on the side of that truck who that is there. Who's going to essentially park that truck on the front stretch there. That's Ashley Dotson in the 88.
Yeah, a friend of ours, Australia.
Didn't see much damage or what may have happened with the 88 machine that caused him to essentially take a tow to pit road. Very interesting to see here.
Well, watch this one more time. Look at this. Is now you're looking at Huck Wigginton, the 00, Ashley Dodson in the 88. We're going to take another extended look at it on the pole instant replay here and watch the 88. Wow. I have to say he intentionally put out the caution, if you will, William Tiller. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Ashley Dotson actually races overseas from Australia there. The 88 machine could have had something that happened where he had to check out of tonight's race. So we wish Ashley Dotson, the 88 machine, who's usually a contender in this series, all the best here tonight. Early retiree brings out the caution here once again. That makes it our 6th caution of the night.
Yeah, I was thinking 5th or 6th caution. I've lost count. There's been more cautions than what I thought we'd see. So stage number 2 is officially going to conclude under caution, obviously, and Tyler Dittmer will win stage number 2. He'll enter onto the pit lane as the leader. He'll exit as the leader, and I think everyone else is behind him coming to the pits as well. And, well, we'll bring you back up here at our broadcast booth to take you to the finish in the home stretch as stage number 2 is officially completed here. Hands down, we're seeing some of the other trucks, a couple of lap downs or more coming down to the pit lane. But, I'll tell you what, William Tiller, it looks like, hands down, no doubt about it, Tyler Dittmer might be looking to make the run for the money for the win here tonight at Worldwide Technology.
He might be going for the victory here tonight, but other storylines to watch out for here tonight. Wesley, we looked at coming into tonight's race before these stage points were in play. We had CJ Fonda and Huck Whittington deadlock tied for that 20th spot. Right now, Huck Whittington 12th, CJ Fonda 13th, right next to each other on the racetrack. We also look at for the regular season championship. Joey Doucette right now is the last car on the lead lap. Stephen Thomas right now up to 3rd. So very close battles either way, Wesley, here as we close out this race here tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And we watched those battles that we mentioned. We heard Fondal when he got in the wall. And you got to wonder how much damage is on that truck and how much was he able to fix under the last caution flag to come in and go on the repairs. But, obviously, if you got a chance and you got to run to make the playoffs, you are not, William Tiller, going to quit fighting. You are going to continue to do any and everything that you can to try to put that truck in the position that you need to, because there is no tomorrow. Bottom line, if you don't make it into the 20 of the points at the end of tonight, you're not going to run for a championship. Your hopes are dashed, if you will. And I got to say, I like that. NASCAR takes the top 16. In my opinion, I think doing what they're doing to in the top 20, and then you're going to have the top 6 battle for the championship, and then the final 4 at Charlotte Motor Speedway when it's all said and done. I think there's 3 rounds in round 1, 2 rounds in round 2, 2 rounds in round 3 to the semifinals, and then the final race at Charlotte to determine the champion. I like that. I like it because I think it gives more than just 4 drivers the opportunity to run to a championship, and I think that it's going to make the race entertaining too.
No, absolutely. One thing that was keeping in the back of my head there is, you look at the SimRacerHub.com truck series there. Kerry Tribune rode that wave all the way to the championship race there, Wesley. Came into those playoff races. I'd say right in the middle of the pack, maybe the tail end of those standings there in the SimRacerHub.com truck series. Won that first playoff race, advanced them into the next round. Did good in those, advanced in the next round. So all you have to do, you get into that top 20, Wesley, you win one race. That takes so much pressure off your shoulder for those next 2 races.
I'm just blown away, man. I can't believe that this series fired up back in January, and we're already working into May, and you're making a run for a championship. Hey, by the way, he is William Tiller. I am Wesley Outlet. Adam Flieger is our man behind the scenes. There is so much stuff going on in the world of NASRA. Monday night, coming up in 2 weeks, I believe, will be the dash races for the Season 2. Adam Newbert won Season 1 just this past Monday. They take 2 weeks off. They come right back. Season 2 for the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series returns on a Monday night. Then on Tuesday night, the Pulse Poppers Late Model Stock Car Series for NASRA. That's going to be, of course, at Martinsville. We're looking at a replay of something here. And we're looking at the start. The start of the race, I believe, is what we're being told, or the restarting stage. We're looking at the, okay, so we're looking at what happened in the start of, oh, wow, he saved all that video there, Adam Flieger. Great job. Tyler, there's a look again at what happened at the start of the stage in stage number 2 and kind of where things kind of went in flux for Fondao and some other trucks as well. And then remember, he smacked the outside safer barrier on his own again. There's another look at it again, presented by On the Pole.
This was the restart that we're looking at the restart here to start off the rest of the race here, Wesley?
Yes, there, I believe so. We're looking at it again. One more look at it. That was on the green flag for stage number 2. And then, of course, there was the big wreck that happened. Man, big props to Adam Flieger. Bring us back on camera, brother. Just some of the work that's going on behind the scenes. Here we go.
Stage 3 there, Wesley.
I'm sorry, guys. My apologies. We're being told that was the beginning of stage number 3. I guess we didn't catch it. I'm sorry. So stage 3, and we have another accident. So, yeah. Hey, what I was going to tell you before we were going to green, and I guess we totally missed the green flag. I didn't realize that. Our apologies. But because obviously I don't want to be John, and neither does William. If we're going to show you racing, we want to show you what's going on the track. But I want to tell you. Look at this, NASRA Racing, okay? I want you to do me a favor right now. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Facebook, William Tiller, I'm not telling you to do it because I know you already have done it. But I want you to go on Facebook, and I want you to put in NASRA Racing right now, okay? Go on there, this is how you promote. Leave me alone, I'm working. This is how you promote stuff, okay? So, yep, somebody just sent me a message. Okay, so here we go. Let me get rid of that. So go to NASRA Racing right here, okay? And then click on that little like button. You see it right there. Click the little like button. And then you can see all of this cool stuff like this right here. Look at this. Okay, look, we're pantomiming. You're showing both me and him 2 times on the box. So there you go. So give us a like and a follow. NASRA Racing on Twitter, on Instagram. And yes, by the way, to answer your question, Jason Turner, I will be announcing for NASCAR on Flow Racing tomorrow at Florence Motor Speedway. By the way, just so you know, 3 p.m. start time. Because William, I keep saying this week in, week out. That's why I'm glad we have iRacing like NASRA. We got to fight the damn weather again this weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, Jason Turner, that'll answer your question. I will be at Florence tomorrow. So, where are you going to be at this weekend, William? What you got going on, brother? I seen you been going to some soccer games.
Yeah, unfortunately, not as exciting schedule as you, Wesley. I'm working the real life job this weekend. So, yeah, very, very non-exciting weekend.
Now, what do you do full time?
I work in a casino, so it's not the
Hey.
ideal job. Yeah.
Will you give me a marker?
I pretty much do the same job there at work as I do here on these iRacing broadcasts. They hand me the microphone and say, "Here, make announcements," and that's pretty much how my
Hey, you
day
can't
goes.
beat that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's true. That's true.
B22. I used to announce bingo, right? And I used to like bingo be the most exciting damn thing in the world.
I do my
So,
best.
yes.
My best Bruce Buffer impression when it's time for lunch. I do the "It's time." Oh yeah, I get him going for lunch. That's for sure.
There you go. Well, we're going to strap in and get ready for the restart. Definitely, you have a more funner job than Adam Flieger does, for sure.
Yeah, I'd rather be at a racetrack with you, Wesley. That's for sure.
Well, listen, I'm not just at racetracks, okay? I have a plethora of availabilities. Anytime you come up to North Carolina, brother, you let me know. You can hang out with me for a week, make a vacation out of it. We'll give you some of the work to do for CRN.
I actually grew up in North Carolina, Wesley, so right in the Concord, Kannapolis area.
There you go. Okay, so I am from the Raleigh eastern side of the state as well.
Okay.
So let's strap in. You got a 43 and a 34. If you're Dick Slesnick, they're flip-flop the numbers. Tyler Dittmer and Blake Lothian on the front row. And we're ready to see now what happens here in stage number 3. We had an accident on the restart. We missed that, but we did show you the replay. And now we're ready to go in the final stage. We're also just after halfway. 62 laps to go. This is the run for the payout window, if you will. Like at the lottery at the casino there, William. They're coming for the money now here at Fernazra on the back straightaway.
Cash in indeed right now. Keeping an eye out on the 00. Huck Whittington currently in the 12th position. You look at who we just saw get tangled up in that. Joey Doucette right there, our regular season points leader. Looking at that regular season championship right now, currently 18th, one spot above CJ Fonda. In the 53, currently 19th on the racetrack. So a lot to keep an eye out for right now, especially our race leader, Tyler Dittmer in the 34 leads Blake Lothian in the 43 into the corner.
Yeah, we're watching all this again as these drivers working their way back off into the turn, and cool racing, cool heads prevail. Look at them down the back straightaway. All the while, here's the battle for the lead. The Massachusetts native, the Virginia native of the Commonwealth. They battle now. It's Dittmer on the outside, Lothian on the inside. Thomas is ready to pounce on either one of them. They work out of turn number 4.
Down the backstretch right now, front stretch, across the start finish line right now. Blake Lothian, our race leader, Tyler Dittmer to the inside right now. Looks like we have a heavyweight battle on our hands right now, around 1 and 2, heading towards that backstretch. Stephen Thomas wants a piece of the action as well, as we're side by side down the backstretch.
There you go. Right now, I think it's a good night for sure. I think the Braves just shut out the Mets 4-0 in a series, and or at least in the game for baseball. And I think the Carolina Hurricanes just beat the New York Islanders to advance to the second round for Lord Stanley Cup. So it's a good night to be in the Carolinas or in the Southeast. We'll see with a couple of these drivers of the Northeast, of Lothian, the Virginian, Tyler Dittmer. Look at these guys battle coming off the corner. Tyler, did you see, man, on the inside, pulls up in front and throws the block on Lothian. William, that's just great racing there, the way they respected each other.
Yeah, excellent racing right there as Blake Lothian gives him a little tap on the back bumper just to let him know that was a good move right there as a 34 back to the race lead right now. I'm loving those purple rims, those lavender rims the 34 is rocking here tonight. Jump back here, we watch right now. I believe that's Jeff Sickles there in the 22 machine right there, holding off the 93 of Hartwig as we're down the front stretch once again here, making 73 in the book.
Glad to have everybody tuned in and watching the broadcast. I'm Wesley Outland. We got William Tiller alongside, Adam Fligger on production. On behalf of course, Brady LaBeouf and Cody Knott, we welcome you to coverage of the NASCAR Season 7 Triple M Pulling Truck Series and the Darren's Nail Gun Repair 150, the final race of the 2023 season of the regular season. Yes, the playoffs, they start on Cinco de Mayo. Remember, William, to wear your sombrero and have tacos and burritos next Friday night for the race when it starts, brother.
Oh, yeah, definitely for sure. But right now, we got to crown a regular season champion here tonight, and that's really up in the air. I'm looking at Stephen Thomas right there in the 3rd position. You know, if the math is correct, I'm not sure. I might be wrong on this, Wesley, but if the 23 machine wins this race here tonight, looking at where Joey Doucette is on the racetrack, currently 19th, the last truck on the lead lap, does that put the 23 as our regular season champion?
Possibly. We got a truck off the pace, boy. Look out. You got some fast traffic in front of you. There's another one up near the wall. The 98 machine as they work their way coming off the corner out of turn number 4. We got a caution on the racetrack now. Yellow flag will fly. And, wow, that's Dan Hagan's truck, the NASA machine, with a problem.
Rivera on the top side there in the 20.
On the pole replay, we'll find out what happened. This is Bradley and Hagan. Cinnamon behind. Wonder if they might have got a little impatient there, if you will. Oh, it wasn't even Bradley's fault. Hagan just tagged the right rear of the 29 of Bradley, and around he went. That was his own doing.
Watch it here on live on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. Gonna check out what brought out what seems to be an endless amount of cautions here.
Yeah,
tonight. We're
look
almost
at that,
short
look.
track Racing. That's a little net code there. I'd have to say, Wesley, a little bit. Looks like he hit a speed bump on the racetrack. For Dan Hagen, though, it looked like that truck was already damaged up there. Dan Hagen was just trying to squeeze out what he could out of tonight's action. Take a look at it once again here on the NASCAR 360 Racing Network. If you're not watching along with us here on Facebook or YouTube, go jump on there right now. You'll see what brought out our latest caution. Right now, we're riding on board. And for the 29 machine, Wesley Keith Bradley was a top contender in this race. Now racing there towards the end of this grid.
Yeah, I'm trying to look again on a replay, and I'm kind of like you. I also believe that that's a little bit of net code. And for people that might not know, or what is net code, William? Can you explain to them real quickly what that is? Obviously, because that makes it where it's really nobody's fault but the internet's, basically.
Essentially, in iRacing, if you make contact with the wall, another driver, another truck, it's going to be damage that's assessed to your vehicle. Especially in a situation like that, Wesley, where the two trucks are so close to one another, you make contact, there's going to be damage somewhere on the truck. That's where iRacing tends to maybe jump the gun a little bit in some situations, Wesley, and determines that there's contact made. In some instances, there's no contact made. And right there, even though they were very, very close to one another, and there may have been contact that was made eventually, Wesley, there's no contact made there, unfortunately. And that was just a knee jerk for the 39 machine for contact that probably, if it was made, wouldn't have been that serious.
So, ready to go again. Here we go again. I don't really see any takers coming down to pit road, except maybe Jeff Sickles. He's coming in, the 22. There he is, the raw Meza machine. Numerous laps down, but one of the trucks on the lead lap, I think, is Jeff Sickles. That's it. Other trucks multiple laps down. Well, Zimmerman and Meza, Pitts, Newbert. Man, it's a tough break for Adam Newbert, isn't it? I mean, thought we was going to carry all that momentum, and then again involved in an accident there, and he's still on the pit lane for the Ladanco entry construction number 4 Toyota.
For Tyler Dittmer, you got to look at the race lead right now for the 34 machine. Took a gamble, stayed out there on old equipment, fought off Blake Lothian in the 43 truck, fought off some other people that were trying to grip this lead from him. Tyler's done a great job of working through old equipment. Now has even amount. It's still a little bit older. You're looking at the top 4 trucks on the racetrack, still with a big gap between pit stops there for the 34. But has battled old equipment all night long. I don't see why he can't do it for a little bit longer here tonight, Wesley.
So Dittmer is now going to be the man that's leading still. He won stage number 2. By the way, quick statistic, the first couple of stages finished with a couple of cautions right there at the end. Had that one lap shootout to end stage 1. And then, of course, stage 2 finished about a lap or 2 premature to the official date distance. And then Tyler Dittmer, it's been all Tyler until now. Madeira, California's Cody Knott now up 28 spots to the outside. For the restart, lights are off for the pace truck. Adam Newton, Kyle Hess, row 2. Blake Lothian, Brandon Bullock, row number 3. Stephen Thomas, Chris Cinnamon, our friend of the North from Canada, row 4. James Morris, Huck Wigington, your top 10. William Tiller, we're ready to fire them up for the restart in this final race of the point season, and we determine who will be your Fast 24 championship.
Just outside of that top 10, Huck Whittington, the 00 has CJ Fondal right there in the 53 machine. Those two drivers came into this race deadlocked for that last playoff spot. Of course, there was some maths, more numbers that were thrown involved in those stage racing. Right now, they're side by side with each other right now as we're off of 4, waiting for that pace truck to pull off.
Ready for the field to come back to the Geico restart zone. Dittmer and Knott ready to go alongside one another, as we mentioned. How about Adam Newton? Some problems in the beginning of the race, but he's battled his way back inside the top 5. Going all the way to a snail's pace, if you will, to the firebox. Green flag. Dittmer catches everybody asleep at the wheel. Hey, let's do it again. the Nazareth sounds of the race on the restart on stage 3 as we approach lap 80 at Gateway.
Nazareth 360 Racing Network. Me and Wesley stayed quiet for just a second there. Looked like we're going to have a huge pile up once again. They're on the corner, Wesley. Oh, here at 82 laps.
Man, Cody Dodd. Can you just say from the penthouse to the outhouse, if you will? And now he's fighting an ill-handling trucks. It looked like it was dirt trucking it there off the corner. Wow.
He loves to hear all of this across the radio. All these drivers bunched up. All these drivers in the wall. Right now, the 34 machine, though, has to do all that he can to hold off this fast train that's coming behind him. Leading the train. Kristen is right there on board. And Steve and Thomas is bringing up the good boost on this Johnny Cash train that's rolling around the bend here off of 2.
Fighting an ill-handling truck, as I mentioned just a moment ago, as they work with the back straightaway. Wow, what a drive for Tyler Dittmer. I'm going to tell you this, William. I love working with you. I like working with Tyler. But if he wins tonight, he don't need to be in the broadcast booth. He needs to be on the track racing. Wow.
Yeah, he is itching to get behind the wheel of his 34 machine. Will be in the field for Season 2 of SimRacerHub.com. Truck Series, unfortunately, will step outside take the wheel of the 34 machine, and just exactly what you said, Wesley. He can put forth performances like he has done so here tonight. Watch out for him, but here tonight he's trying to get this checkered flag.
He's like the A.J. Allmendinger of Nazareth, if you will. Or, no, correction, Parker Kligerman. He's the Parker Kligerman of Nazareth.
Exactly. Right now, as he's going to take us across the line, he'll make it 85. Right now, down to corner number 1. Quite a battle there at the top of the grid. Right there, Chris Cinnamon, our pole sitter, hasn't been able to get that lead back since Keith Bradley took it away from him there in stage number 2. Right now, though, Blake Lothian with a huge move to the back bumper of Tyler Dittmer as we race down to corner number 3.
Work now in the corner, Lothian up on the outside. Battling for the lead, Dittmer falling back to second. Cinnamon now says, I'm going to go to the bottom. Step right up, come on in to the inside. Lothian, the new leader. Down the stretch we go as we approach lap 90.
It's no fault of his own. Tyler Dittmer there in the 34 machine and rocking with equipment. It's almost 16 laps older than the driver that just went by him there, Wesley. I don't know if I got to say my opinion. If there's anybody else behind the wheel of the 34 machine, he would have gotten the doors blown off of him a long time ago. He's done a great job holding down the lead on equipment that's got to be failing on him here.
Yeah, what a drive here now. Looks like Dittmer falling back now to third, fourth. And here comes Stephen Thomas now going into the third spot. There's your top 4, top 5 there with the 82 behind him. And that is Adam Newton. So you see the top 5. Whoa, look out, Blake Lothian. I thought he was going to tag that wall there where it pokes out. at the crossover gate down the back straightaway, and definitely there's an outhouse there too, or correction, the appropriate terminology for the liberals is porta-john.
And right here, Wesley, my question to you here, if you take an eye out on the 34 machine Darren, who's led a lot of laps here tonight, is he trying to undercut the field here with his last and green flag gets out? I think he's the only strategy he has left here.
Are you talking about Dittmer?
Yeah.
I think so, but I mean, if he's going to do it, he better do it now. But I see him slowing down, so I'm wondering if it might be a strategy to fall off, like you said, to try to take an advantage and do something of this caliber, make the other guys use their trucks up, because right now we see the swim 43, obviously, of Blake Lothian continuing to lead the way.
And that's an interesting strategy you just mentioned there, Wesley, here on the NASCAR 360 racing. And we're kind of right on board with the Blake Lothian here. There are 3 trucks all in that same pit window. Tyler Dittmer's one of them in the 34. Adam Newton's one of them in the 82. Kyle Hess is one of them in the 86. Right now, all currently inside the top 10. All have to worry about that pit stop. Right now, Blake Lothian in the 43 truck. Oh, race leader across the line down in front of him.
So my name is Wesley. His hometown is Wellesley. Yeah, Wellesley, Massachusetts. So you've got Wells and then Wesley at the end of it there. So Wellesley.
A little North Carolina trivia there for you, Wesley. You know Concord, North Carolina? There's a
I do.
Concord, New Hampshire up there.
There is, yeah. Well, there's Concord, New Hampshire. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. Right up there, close to, if you will, New Hampshire Motor Speedway, but that's in Loudon.
That's it. There's 2 Wesleys, there's 2 Concords here.
Well, well, that's not real Wesley. That's Wellesley, Massachusetts, but it's pretty darn close for sure. So, and right now, Blake Lothian also preparing for the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour event. I don't think we'll see Blake next Friday night. Why? Because he'll be doing double duty at Ace Speedway with the next round of the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour at Ace Speedway. Check it out on Flow Racing. I'll be on the broadcast call for NASCAR and Flow Racing tomorrow from Florence. And right now, Lothian to the inside, battling, trying to come after Cinnamon is now. Cinnamon is going to be the new man to the front of the lead. And we're not, well, listen, we're still under 40 laps to go, if you will, William. And I think this is the stage where if we do get another caution, if we don't, I think we're going to see green flag pit stops to determine the finish of the race.
I just want to let everybody know that I hope the Bruins are ready because we're heading back to Boston. It's 3-3 game 7.
I saw you put your hands up in victory just a second ago, you know, pantomiming the win, right? Did the Hurricanes win? Is that official yet? I haven't got a chance to really follow all of that. Let me check it out real quick. We're live on the air doing a race broadcast, and we're checking other sports. I know that the Atlanta Braves beat the Mets 4-0. So obviously my baseball did good tonight. Let's see as the race rolls on. We've got, of course, the man of Chris Cinnamon from Canada up in the lead.
Look at interchange for the lead right up there. Blake Lothian and Chris Cinnamon
Yeah.
are interchanging for the lead at the top of the grid. If we could jump up there to the top of the grid right now, Chris Cinnamon and Blake Lothian are just identical to one another on the racetrack.
The Carolina Hurricanes defeated the New York Islanders to win the series 4-2. William Tiller in overtime. They are advancing to the next round of the Eastern Regional Stanley Cup Final playoffs. They ain't in the final yet. I mean,
Long time, the Hurricanes.
Oh, yes. Oh, man, oh, man. So there you go. So you're tuned into NASCAR Sports with William Tiller and myself. We're giving you the race broadcast, and we're giving you also the coverage of the iRacing broadcast as well.
Last time by that start finish line, Keith Bradley looks to be one of the fastest trucks out there with a 35.46, just a little bit faster than Stephen Thomas, our third place truck with a 35.48. Right now, our leaders, though, not running the best of lap times. You get a 35.52 from Blake Lothian, and Chris Cinnamon very slow there at second, 35.91 compared to his other lap times.
Lothian on the outside. Here comes Cinnamon. We've had, what, in the last 10 laps, William Tiller, we've had 3 lead changes.
Sure we have it. I'm watching right now our live timing up here in the booth. I'm watching what's happening on the track. I'm also watching these lap times each time we go by the start and finish line. Watching to see when these lap times start to fall off here. Right now, Blake Lothian still a top dog on the racetrack, running at 35.5 there. He's seemingly just having the speed, had the speed all night. Wesley been a top 3 truck all night long.
Cinnamon now working off the back straightaway. Making his way into turn number 3. Got Stephen Thomas right behind him. We're about to put triple digits on the board. Hey, let's give you the full field rundown. We haven't done that this entire race here now as we're approaching lap 100. Let's give you the 32 trucks that took the green flag right now. Blake Lothian is the leader. Stephen Thomas in the number 2 spot, of course. Blake Lothian doing well. Stephen Thomas from Elkview for swim. Chris Cinnamon is in the number 3 position, the Ford. Looking solid, looking good there. Tyler Dittmer, our broadcaster partner out of Gore, Virginia, the Hoopties Garage 34, got a solid top 4. And Adam Newton right now sits in the top 5 in the DSR Electric number 82 machine. Keith Bradley, winner of stage number 1. Problems for the 29 now. He'll fall back there with some damage on his machine. Followed by Kyle Hess in 2nd. Kyle Hess is 7th on the racetrack, the Memphis, Tennessee Chevrolet. In 9th will be Chris Blanchard, 8th Chris Blanchard, of 9 spots is what I meant to say in the Blanchard's towing entry Toyota. Then it's going to be Huck Wigington right behind him, the Bellevue, Tennessee Starbase 00. You know, that's the G.I. Joe star, if you will, right now for him. In the top 10, Jeff Sickles up 13 spots. Nice looking wrap job on that colorful truck. The man out of Milltown, New Jersey, in the Balsam Swim. Currently the top 10 here at Gateway as we approach lap 100. Tyler, William.
Coming off that huge championship victory for Swim on Monday night. Jeff Sickles behind the wheel. Coming off the 11th position there, we have Brendan Bullock, who's had an excellent drive here tonight. Up 16 top of the green flag. Got 17 above the city in the week out. Usually a top 15, top 10 above the CJ Fonda right there in that 53 truck, still in the mix here tonight. Wesley currently in 12th, pretty good top 15 run for that 53. Rocking out of Nashville, Tennessee, trying to use that rocky top magic to make that top 10. Coming out right now in the 13th position. That 26 machines just kept everything moving forward here tonight. He's avoided all those wrecks just to make sure the top 15 finishes. Look at Dan Hagan somehow. Oh my goodness gracious, what's happening on the racetrack right now here, Wesley? Looks like we got some fireworks between the 39 and the 26.
Yeah, whatever's going on, they're definitely not friends right now, if you will, between Dan Hagan and Cody Knott, but now they finally scamper away from one another.
Past that, we have in the 15th position, Jose Luis Rivera there, that 20 machine. Wow, damage from that. Hope for the day machine right there. Look at James Moore's in the 96 machine, currently in the 16th position behind the 20 machine right there. You see that paint scheme for the 96. James Moore's currently in the 15th position. There's a battle right now between him and Jose Luis Rivera to stay inside the top 15. Past them, though, we look at the 42 machine of Ed Osborne right there. Ed's not having the greatest race here tonight, riding around in the 17th position. You said our points leader here tonight. Not sure if he'll be our regular season champion. Does look to be that way, though. Currently in the 18th position. Wood wanted to win this regular season championship in a better fashion. Currently in the 18th position. 19th position, we'll have Zach Hartwick in that 93 machine. Will be our last truck on the lead lap. In our top 20, we find out by Deanna Shepard, the 45, who is currently 6 laps down.
Yeah, the rest of the rundown for 21st on back, we'll just throw them out there, includes Raul Meza. All these trucks multiple laps down. Jimmy Emos is 22nd, Eric Zimmerman 23rd, Robert Richards 24th, Trey Pitts 25th, Ashley Dodson, Adam Newberg for Swim, champion on Monday, out. Taylor Peacock out, also on pit road. Devin Painter, Derek Kilgore, the top 30 as it stands right now here as we are approaching under 30 laps to go now, 26 to be exact, when they come back to the line. Big thanks to Brady LaBeouf and TJ Moore for operating the events, of course, with Adam Flieger on production for the NASCAR 360 Racing Network with William Tiller. I'm Wesley Outland. Welcome to the regular season finale here tonight at the Worldwide Technology Raceway for Virtual iRacing Gateway. And the playoffs will start next Friday, Cinco de Mayo, May 5th, if you didn't know. And we're locking in the top 20 is, oh my goodness, hold on there, Newton. Adam Newton, dirt track set, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, don't lose it, and he goes into the grass. And he goes into the return road, and I think he's probably for the first time happy to see a return road in his life there, William, because that kept the truck from spinning around, and we don't have a caution, 25 to go.
Oh, no caution on the racetrack right now, 25 laps to go. We have a quarter to go here tonight. Wesley, 25 laps inside our regular season champion. We'll set our field for our top 20 that will battle it out for a championship next week here in the Triple M Truck Series. Single mile, Wesley, you mentioned it here tonight. Right now, Stephen Thompson, the Green Machine, though, could have a mathematical shot. Now, I'm not a mathematician. I'm a commentator up here in this broadcast booth. 23, if he wins here tonight, I would assume he's going to put some pressure on that 16 here and all this calculation get done.
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, the points are going to reset, William, whenever we finish tonight, and then you got everything reset for the good, the bad, and the ugly that everybody's done all year long. And hands down, I mean, I want to say this, you know, Adam Newber had a bad night here at Gateway, but it really doesn't matter. He's the #1 seed coming into this race. He's the champion for Monday for another series. I mean, pardon the pun, but for as far as the Triple M pulling series, he's got 4 wins this year, most of anybody. When everything shuffles back out, William, he's going to be able to reset and have a good run to try to go for a championship for Jeff Sickles.
I was talking about Stephen Thomas in the 23 and Joey Doucette in the 16. Right now, Adam Newber's currently 5th in the points table for the regular season championship. 23 laps to go. So a lot more to be said right now as Joey Doucette, even though a few laps down, or you can look at that live time. Either last truck on or last truck on lap down would be in that lucky dog position, Wesley, but I don't foresee any more caution flags flying.
Adam, I know we got 22 laps to go. Can you pull up the bracket, if you will, again, please, real fast and just real quickly on the broadcast, because we have, like we said, a green flag run going here now. If something happens, we'll break away. But I just want to elaborate more on this. Adam Newber, you see he's got 4 wins. And that's why I made the comment, you know, William, it really doesn't matter what happened today for him, because he's literally put himself in the catbird seat to run for the championship. Chris Cinnamon, the same thing. I mean, he's got a good run going for him right now, but any guys that have wins, you're going to see in the playoffs because they're made the top 10. The battle is right here in flux between Michael McKinnon, which I didn't think I'd seen Michael McKinnon tonight here. I don't know if he's going to make the playoffs now, or Ed Osborne. So Fondau, Wigginton, Sickles, Meza, Ron Hunter didn't show up, so I think he's eliminated. But all these guys that are behind Michael McKinnon and Ed Osborne, that's the battle for those final spots, I believe.
And that's exactly what we've been talking about all broadcast long here, the battle between CJ Fonda and Huck Whittington there at the bottom. We've been updating the people about that all night long here, as now we're down in the corner, 20 laps to go.
Yeah, this is Doucette now. Put his nose in the battle. Here comes Bradley, and you got a 4-truck scramble going at it, and that's the truck a lap down, trying to fight to get back on the tail end of the lead lap without the free pass, if you will. The 16 of Joey Doucette, and he is going to be a lap down now. Doucette is the purple 16. 1 lap down in 18th. So now 17 trucks are on the lead lap. And this is all going on, if you will, William, while they're fighting for position on the track between Dittmer and Dittmer and Bradley and Cinnamon.
And 19 laps to go here tonight. Right now, as Blake Lothian still our race leader in that 40. Thomas right there in second. Tyler Kipper still holding on with that old equipment. The truck's still inside the top 5. That last pitted on lap 59. The last time we saw that 34 down the road.
Look at Bradley down to the inside. Dittmer just opens up the door to the bottom and let him just easily take it. What are you thinking, Will? Do you think we're going to see pit stops here with under 20 to go? You think somebody's going to have to pit, or are they stretching it out?
Blake Lothian, Stephen Thomas, Keith Bradley. Last time they headed down was lap 75. So they put us at around. It's going to be close. It's going to be very, very close for a lot of these leaders up here. If anything, we're probably looking at just a very, very quick pit stop. The tires should be okay right here in this run. If anything, you're going to be close on fuel at the end of this window. I think right now, as you mentioned, Wesley, these drivers are just racing for a victory here tonight. I think that top 20 is all about locked in here in the first stages of the race. So you could push it, or you know, you can gamble and get the cash at the end. All right.
There you see Dittmer again, that 34 machine, and we're seeing now more trucks that are coming onto the pit lane. The 86 is on pit road. That's Kyle Hess. He's in 6th. So drivers in the top 10, Will, are starting to pit, but I'm worried about these leaders. Can they go the distance with now 15 to go when they come to the line? Or will it be a splash and go? That's the question.
Saw him on your screen there down pit road as well. Taylor Peacock there, the 81's down. The 82 machine is down as well. So watch out for those leaders. As you mentioned, Wesley, with 15 laps to go, boy, this is going to be a hot pit stop. You're going to have to get off pit road quick. Cinnamon's having a bit of issues behind the wheel of that 3 truck right now. Hopefully that 3 can get to the end of this race. It's been one heck of a drive for Chris here. Tonight's been in the top 3 all race long. Been the leader for a little bit as well. Yeah. Also, pick up the 29 machine. Keith Bradley, this is going to take a step back.
I'll tell you what, William, we're watching what's going on here, and Blake Lothian back out in front again. I'll tell you that much. Blake Lothian, I don't think he is committed full-time to this series. I don't even think that he might have a win. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've done a couple of off-on-in races this year for the Friday night series, and I would love to do this series a lot more, but the problem is a lot of these guys, they run on Friday night. Whenever the real season starts, I'm normally in real work mode. So if I have an off night, it's always fun working with you, William or Tyler, or whoever it is I'm working with on the answer, but we're watching Lothian now, just sheer domination. We talked about it. Remember, he's pulling away from Stephen Thomas, and he's moving in on lap traffic. You're seeing the distance now. There's first or second to Thomas. That was Bradley right there. Behind him is Dittmer. He fell back. Obviously Blake Lothian doing a phenomenal job right now, strategy-wise, putting himself in the catbird seat to be right there to do what he needs to do. Moving by more lap traffic, cutting that distance between him and Lance Thomas to put this 43 truck for Swim in victory lane. But right there, hey, by the way, Swim right behind him, West Virginia, Stephen Thomas in the 23.
As you go down to corner 1 with 11 laps to go. Actually watching the battle for the lead right now, because Keith Bradley in this 29 machine is a full almost 6 seconds off the pace right there in third. So basically it's a 2-truck battle at the top, Wesley.
Lothian inside, down to the inside, working into the corner, followed by Fondau. That's that battle we were mentioning going to the top 20. Lothian, Thomas, Bradley, Dittmer, Cinnamon, top 5. There's Cinnamon now. The driver 4 spots back. He is trying to climb back in here. I don't see anybody making a run at Lothian unless we get a caution. You watch the track map on the top right of the screen, and with 10 laps to go, it is all Blake Lothian right now doing what he needs to do to put himself in that top spot. If something happens, this will change it. But I think strategy-wise, William Tiller, Lothian's doing exactly what he needs to do to get this win here at Gateway.
Yeah, he's doing exactly what he needs to do indeed right now. Look at those lap times, though, Wesley. Starting to get a little bit slower on the racetrack. Top 3 drivers just ran 35, then it drops off. The 36 is there for Tyler Dittmer, Chris Cinnamon, and Chris Blanchard. So lap time's starting to get a little bit slower here for the drivers on the racetrack. What that indicates to me there, Wesley, is the equipment's starting to get a little bit heavy on these trucks.
So it's Lothian, Thomas, Bradley, Dittmer, Cinnamon, top 5. Behind them is Blanchard, Wigginton, Sickles, Bullock. Cody Knott back to the top 10, up 20 spots again. Morris, Fondal, Rivera are the last trucks of 13 on the lead lap. But here's the deal. The leaders are approaching those trucks as one by one, Lothian is running them down. And as I said that, here he comes after now, Cody Knott, James Morris, that's going on in front of him. And all the while, his teammate Thomas is right behind him, working off turn number 4 down to the start-finish line here in the Darren's nail gun repair 150 to the finish of the regular season. And Lothian moving inside, outside, precision, perfect to move by these lap trucks as they come to 7 to go to the back straightaway.
Lothian takes us down the backstretch right now, has a lap car that he can use as a buffer. That's 96 of Zach Hartwick right there. Use that as a, I believe, no, that's the 96 of Morris there. He's going to use that as a little bit of a buffer between him and Thomas in the 23 machine, as Lothian will take us off the corner and make it 6 laps to go.
Well, they'll work to the corner, and again, you see Lothian, a little blink there, ink and blink and nod for the 96 of James Morris, as all the while you see him pop back into the viewing for Lothian there, clearing by them in a hurry, but also in doing so, fighting by Knott and Morris also allowed Thomas to get clearly by those trucks and make a run down for Lothian, maybe to a quarter of a second the distance now. He's reeling him in like a pulse popper fishing lure, if you will, working off turn number 4. Open hand from your flagman, 5 to go this time by at Gateway.
5 to go. The 43 truck, a little bit of a window off of 4, crosses that start finish line now, down into corner number 1. 23 machinist Stevie Thomas has to start catching that draft a little bit more consistency, as now Tyler Dittmer in the 34 heads down pit road with 5 laps to go.
Well, we were talking about the undercut. Possibly it just is not going to be able to work for the driver of Tyler Dittmer. That gamble he thought was going to work. Maybe he thought there were going to be a couple of more caution flags before the finish, has just not transpired. And all the while, they come to the line. 4 laps to go when they come to the stripe. There you see a splash and go. And that makes me wonder, can anybody else not go the distance? Are they really using up those fuel gauges more than what we think? And are the leaders going to have to pit here and make a dive to pit road here before the finish of the race with 4 to go?
Watching along with us here on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network, we invite you to go ahead and like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're watching here, because with 4 laps to go, this will conclude the regular season of the Triple M Pulling Truck Series. And as Blake Lothian takes us to the start-finish line, he's going to make it 3 laps to go. Throw up those 3s. Rest in peace to Dale Earnhardt, because right now the 43 takes us into 1.
Now the smoke is clearing, the weather is clearing, but there is a storm brewing for the lead now. Lothian and Thomas are right there with one another. They're also teammates for Sick With It Motorsports. The Millie's Restaurant, number 23 from West Virginia, pulling down to the inside, ready to make the run on teammate from Wellesley, Massachusetts native Blake Lothian. Nothing there, off turn 4, to the stripe, it's 2 to go. Keith Bradley, nowhere in sight. This will be the run for the finish. It's the battle of the swim into turn 1.
And right now, Blake Lothian's going to keep that lead off of 2 right now, and what we saw as a battle in Fast and Furious between Toretto and Paul Walker's character. We're seeing the same thing right now. It's 1-2 with 2 laps to go into 3 and 4. Does Stephen Thomas have enough in that 23, Wesley? We'll see in just about a lap's time.
Both trucks go to the bottom of the racetrack. Now they pull up to the safer barrier, back roaring past the start-finish line. White flag goes in the air. One more lap to go. More lap trucks on the outside is a pick. Final time. Thomas makes his move on Lothian for the lead in turn 2.
Thomas is right there on the back bumper. Wesley, oh my God, oh no! Oh my goodness, the 23 overdrives the exit. Looks like Blake Lothian will have this victory as we go into 3.
That little bob, that little weave, that little slip is what's going to be all it takes for Wellesley, a Massachusetts native. Blake Lothian for swim. What a week it's been. Wins for Adam Newbert, championships for Adam Newbert, and now fighting to stay with fuel is Blake Lothian as he's ran out of gas. Crossing the line, he will win. Blake Lothian pushed it to the end, ran out of fuel, I believe. He was coasting off turn number 4. And now Stephen Thomas and Lothian spinning each other out. Wow, 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 wow.
Win for the 43 truck of Blake Lothian. As you mentioned, Wesley, a part-time driver here in this series, and that's for good reason. He drives a real-life race car outside of these iRacing series here, and this is his first win in this series since we started this back in January. The 43 truck gets the victory lane.
Yeah, Blake Lothian has won a couple of the Thursday night series that we used to cover, the Over-the-Top Designs Xfinity Series, which is now dormant. I don't know if they'll ever come back, but I know that Nazar's working on some plans for a new Thursday deal. But yeah, man, well, maybe Blake Lothian wasn't running out of fuel. Maybe he was just kind of playing possum, if you will, kind of coasting off a turn 4. It seemed like maybe he was burping the throttle or just, you know, if you will, huffing and puffing to try to get across the start-finish line. But I think maybe he's playing with all of us. Maybe he didn't have enough to go to the distance, and he'll pick up the win here. Wow.
Huge indeed for Blake Lothian, and that 43 truck's going to put Stephen Thomas in the second place position right there in that 23 machine. Keith Bradley, the animal, is going to finish 3rd. Chris Cinnamon 4th, and Chris Blanchard will be our top 5 here tonight. Pretty good top 5 right there, if I have to say so, Wesley.
Yeah, real quickly, let's just go ahead and pop up the results for the race real fast and go ahead and get that out of the way. It is unofficial. And there it is. Blake Lothian again, Sick With It Motorsports 1 and 2. Jeff Sickles got to be happy. Hey, 3 drivers in the top 10 along with the boss from New Jersey getting a top 10 finish. And we'll give you the rest of the rundown. Lothian Thomas again for swim. Keith Bradley still a solid top 3 podium. Chris Cinnamon will finish in 4th. Blanchard 5th. Huggington is 6th. As I mentioned, Sickles and swim to 3 trucks in the top 10, 6th and 7th. Brandon Bullock is 8th. Tyler Dittmer, the Lizard Works racing entry for Virginia, had still a good top 10 run. James Morris, battling with Cody Knott, will settle for 10th.
Right there, looking outside of the 10th position, we have Cody Knott right there in the 26. Kyle Hess in the 86 machine is going to finish 12th. Jose Luis Rivera in the 20 is going to finish 13th here tonight. CJ Fauna there in the 53. Let's see, he's going to finish 14th here.
Is it
tonight.
enough?
I don't think so. Wesley's Huck Whittington's going to finish inside the top 10 in that 00. It does look to me, of course, this is unofficial, that Huck Whittington did secure that last playoff spot. But looking
There
at the
you
rest
go.
of our top 20 there, Adam Newton's going to finish 15th in the 82 machine. Ed Osborne in the 42 is going to finish 16th. Joey Doucette right there. Boy, he's not going to go into those playoff races with a lot of momentum there, Wesley. Going to feel pretty good at the top of the table, but as you mentioned, all that's going to go to 0 once those playoff races begin. Joey Doucette finishes 17th here tonight. 18th position is going to have Dan Hagen there in the 39 machine. And 19th position, the 93 of Zach Hartwick. 20th will be Dana Shepard in the 45.
Jimmy Emos will finish in 21st. Raul Meza 22nd. Raul into the deal there in a big wreck on the stage 2 start. Eric Zimmerman will finish 23rd. Robert Richards 24th. Trey Pitts is 25th. Ashley Dodson, problems for the Australian driver early, 26th. Adam Newbert for swim. A bad night for the number 4, but it's still a good work for him, winning the late model race on Tuesday as well as the championship on Monday night as well for the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Season number 1. Then it's going to be Taylor Peacock, Devin Painter, Derek Kilgore, Brady LaBeouf, and TJ Moore, obviously the operators of the event, race directing along with Adam Flieger in production. And William Tiller, I'm Wesley Outland. And coming up, we're going to grab Lothian Thomas Bradley. Take a quick break. We are back. We'll have these guys on deck here at Gateway Worldwide Technology Raceway. The Darren's Nail Gun Repair, 150 in the books. Blake Lothian and Swim, the Massachusetts native, picking up the win. We'll holler at him in a moment.
Racing Network and Mr. Wesley Outland, I believe you're catching up with our 3rd place finisher, and that's the animal, Keith Bradley.
I hope so. If you can bring him in for me, the man out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, Keith Bradley, brother, 3rd place. Stage 1 win. Things kind of went a little downhill roller coaster ride for everybody on the track in stage number 2. I think things finally simmered down for the 3rd stage and what I thought might have been more fireworks. But you get on the podium, your take of this race, bud.
Probably shouldn't have finished 3rd. I got caught up in a couple accidents. Wheel hopped into one, got into Dane Hagen. Apologized to Dane. Don't know what I could have done different. The back tire started hopping, and I was hanging on for dear life. I mean, it was a nightmare racing back towards the back. So I mean, I shot myself in the foot. So I did it to myself. I'm just happy I drove back through the field and was keeping pace with the leaders, which really surprised me because I thought I burned my tires up pretty early getting back to the front.
So, Keith, what do you do now if you've made it into the top 20 via points to make a run for the championship? How do you get that mindset of, okay, the regular season's done, now we're on to the postseason, but to make a run for the title, you're going to have to be flawless?
Yeah, the good thing is getting all this out of the way early. That's what I'm looking at. I mean, I think I've made it to the playoffs every season that I've been with NASRA, so no new pressure, no old pressure, I would say, too. I think we'll be fine. I got to pay attention a little more coming off pit road, which is my fault. That's my Achilles heel. That has been my Achilles heel every race this season. I think I've threw more than one away just coming off of pit road, and that's my own doing. So maybe I'll just take a little bit of extra practice, work on getting off pit road, but I think we'll be fine.
I tell you what, final question and segue this into your sponsors as well. Your truck was pretty damaged on your 29 Ford when the race finished. Is Gateway one of those tracks where you can actually have a damaged race truck and still be able to be competitive like yourself to be on the podium?
Wesley, I would say so. I was down 20 horsepower, and I think it actually helped me more than it hurt me, which is surprising because 5 laps into the last run, I think one of my teammates, Taylor Peacock, was like, "Hey, you're faster than the leaders right now." I was just too big of a gap in between all of us, so I couldn't really catch up. But yeah, we had a ton of damage, but it is what it is. It comes with racing, I guess. And then when you're with the guys in the back that I'm not normally racing around, just threw a good curveball into the whole mix.
Go ahead and thank those sponsors, bud.
But yeah, let me thank Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling. He's been with us for 2 seasons now as the primary sponsor, and Blanchard's Towing and Recovery. He's a new sponsor to not only Upfront Motorsports, but the league. Grant Tactical, Hydro Dipping and Printing. They're a new sponsor for Upfront this season. John Hedrick Designs over at Over the Top Designs. He keeps these trucks looking good, even though we keep tearing them up every week. And then Brucey Raceway for everything that they do to us. So if you guys in the league or any of the listeners at Sim Race, hit up Brucey Raceway for any type of racing gloves, sim racing gloves, shoes, and whatnot. And all the sponsors that help out the league: M1 Race Cars, Pulse Poppers. I'm sure I'm missing some. Hoopty's Garage, everybody at Nazra, everybody within the league. I know things can be pretty frustrating at times, but they keep sticking it out. We all do. Nazra 360, and you guys in the booth, you guys keep killing it every Friday for us, and I appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody else does too. Thank you.
There you go, the man out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana, the animal, Keith Bradley. He will settle for the number 3 position here tonight. William Tiller is standing by with the runner-up. Another great week for Swim. They're 1-2 here at Gateway. Let's get the thoughts of the West Virginia driver, Stephen Thomas. Now he's standing by with William Tiller.
Yes, sir. Catching up with Stephen Thomas, the driver of the 23 machine here tonight. Stephen, you're a top 5 truck all race long. We had a lot of cautions here tonight, but it was very competitive throughout. Take us through your drive here tonight.
Well, you said it perfect right there, man. It was a long race. I didn't get any any practice laps this week, man. Just being super busy, and I actually signed on with about 10 minutes to go in our session before the race. So I qualified, I think 11th or 12th tonight, and I knew I was just going to have to relax the first 2 stages and figure out what everybody was doing and figure out the line and do all that stuff. So that was my plan for the most part. And then obviously these cautions took out a lot of fast drivers to benefit me tonight. It put Keith in the back to fix a lot of damage. Joey was wrecked out. Adam Newbert was wrecked out. So, I mean, obviously all that helped me a lot. But my goal was just to relax tonight and try to finish top 5. And I felt great with a second. I just wish I could have raced Blake a little bit differently there at the end of the last lap. Little lap traffic got in the way a little bit. Got me shuffled. So, but I'll take a second. I like it.
And looking at where that math falls, I'm not sure if you're going to finish on top of the table here to end off the regular season.
Oh, I
or if
didn't
that's
even
going to
think
be the
about
16.
that with Joey being damaged, huh?
Very, very close. But then as Mr. Wesley Outen didn't want to rain on your parade too soon, but when those playoffs start, everything does reset. But Steven, I wanted to ask you, heading into those playoff races, you really showed here today that you can contend, going door to door with Chris Cinnamon, Blake Lothian, Stephen Thomas. You just talked about Adam Newbert had a bad race here tonight as well. Do you take tonight's race as possibly a confidence booster in that round 1?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I know I can contend with all these guys. I've been in the season or I've been in this league for a while, and my goal every season is just to make it to the playoffs and then start turning it up for there, man. I definitely have confidence going in. I mean, I'm the defending champ, buddy. I better have some confidence going into these playoffs.
He's going to be defending that belt there in round number 1 next week. Everybody better watch out here tonight. Stephen Thomas, the 23 machine. Stephen, let's talk about this race here tonight. A lot of cautions, a lot of crazy racing throughout. Did you ever feel like that if you could get up to the lead that you could maybe separate from that clean air, or were you just okay with running in the top 5?
I mean, like I said, my goal for most of the night was just running top 5. I mean, in the last the last stage there, after me and Blake and I think Chris Cinnamon pit, I knew that was the only two drivers I needed to really contend with for the rest of the way. So I definitely made sure to stay in the top 3 with the 2 fastest guys on the track, in my opinion. Um, but I just never really had anything for Blake. I was trying different things. He had something worked out in 1 and 2 that I just could not uh, do the same thing at all. So I hit my own line the last few laps that was working for me and kind of put a bumper on him. But he coming out of 2, he was super fast, and I knew I didn't really have anything for him. But yeah, like I said, I mean, just to finish top 5 tonight was my goal coming in the whole time. So second we'll take.
It's a very team-driven atmosphere at Sick With It Motorsports. You had
Oh,
the
for
Boss
sure.
Man finish inside the top 10. Of course, Adam Newbert won a championship on Monday night. Adam Newton has found some speed behind the wheel of the 82 machine, but all eyes are on you, the 23 machine of Stephen Thomas, going into round 1 of the playoffs next week. Probably one of those contenders to watch out for. But before we
Yeah,
let you go, my man, anyone you want to shout out here tonight or any sponsors that made this race possible for you?
Well, like you said, I'm pretty sure Jeff. I believe this is his best finish of the season. So if not, sorry Jeff, but a great finish for Jeff and a top 10 tonight. And our part-time driver Blake was an awesome finish for him. And of course, I want to start off by thanking all my teammates: Adam, Blake, Jeff, Justin Lumpkin couldn't make it tonight. Adam Newton's been running with us a lot and spotting for us all. So I want to thank him. And I'll thank the team sponsors and my main sponsor, Millie's Restaurant and Catering, Family Handyman, Roofco Group, First Pacific, Ladanko, Darren's Nail Gun and Repair, A's Lawn and Landscaping, and Millie's Landing. And then all the sponsors for the league: Nazareth 360 Racing Network, Triple M Pulling, Paul's Poppers, Hoopy's Garage, Blanchard's Towing, Butt Kicker, Stogies, M1 Race Cars, Warrior Wraps. Another great season in the books, man. This is season 6. It's only growing and getting better. So thanks for everybody being a part of season 5 or season 6 this season. We're going into the playoffs. A lot of fun. Thank you guys at the broadcast and all the viewers, man. I had a couple new viewers tonight. Hopefully they're still tuned in and listening. Appreciate you guys watching. And Grandma and Grandpa. Thanks, guys.
Stephen Thomas, the driver of the 23 Millie's Restaurant Machine here tonight. Going to finish second in this race, but one of those contenders to watch out for that championship. We appreciate it, my man. Good luck next Friday night. Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks, guys. See you at Richmond, baby. Family Handyman 420.
There you go. Yes, sir. And that was Stephen Thomas, the 23 Machine. But I think Mr. Wesley Outland, you're down in victory lane celebrating with a man who's very excited. He's going to put a little extra money in his pocket here tonight.
Yeah, the man out of Wellesley, Massachusetts has done it again for swim. Again, another big win again for Jeff Sickles, hands down. The number 43, Blake Lothian, his Ford, strategy-wise, down the stretch, got around Cinnamon, Bradley, and others. And Blake, I know you're not going to be running for, per se, the playoffs, but man, I got to say you're going to be a threat, though, for the title, at least giving these championship guys a run for the checkered flag during the playoffs, whenever you're not running the real car.
Oh, of course. I mean, first off, I got to say, it's about time I won one of these races. I mean,
Yeah.
I put in so much work this week just to make sure I was quick. I mean, I feel like I had an advantage because I ran, the practice of qualifying in Gateway here last year as well. So, I mean, I came in here like I better be quick. I mean, if I ain't quick here, I don't know what else to say. We're having such a long drought in this series, so oh my goodness, it is about time. First off, Stephen Thomas, man, raced me clean and hard the entire race. He's my teammate, and rode him hard all race. So that's oh my goodness, this is great.
Was that a little hiccup there when you started kind of sputtering coming across the start-finish line? Were you kind of psyching us out, psyching the other guys out, making us think that you ran out of fuel coasting to the flag?
Oh, no, I was just happy. I was just whipping that stuff after. I was happy. I was like, I finally got this.
I got you. So, man, you're taking the strategy of this race. Was it kind of different than the way you thought it was going to be tonight? Obviously, with the plethora of caution flags, especially from stage 2, but also many in stage 1.
Oh, of course. I mean, first off, that first stage, I missed my pit box. I'm not sure if y'all saw that. I missed my pit box. I had to start all the way back to start stage 2 when all the chaos started. So I know it said I went from 3rd to 1st. I mean, that does not tell the whole story whatsoever. I mean, I drove the field, tried to dodge all those wrecks. Half the time I was in the grass trying to avoid all of them. I mean, I got rear-ended twice. I mean, this is, yeah. But I mean, the strategy in this race for sure. I mean, once I saw that we were in the fuel window, I started telling Steven, we need to pit. We need to pit. And then it was just a debate on whether or not to take tires. So once we figured that out, I knew we were going to be good on fuel. It's just going to be him and I think Cinnamon as well. We're going to be the ones fighting for this win. So after that, I was just trying to save tires, trying to get off smooth, and without spinning that right rear.
I'll tell you what, William Tiller, if you got any questions for the winner of Blake Lothian, buddy, go ahead and throw them out there if you want to, sir.
Looking at this win here tonight at Gateway, of course, Wesley just talked about how you're a part-time driver here, and you could hear the relief in your voice with this victory. What does this mean for you, not only in iRacing, but possibly, off the iRacing simulator? Does this give you a little bit more confidence in your real-life race car as well?
Oh, of course, it gives me a lot more confidence. I mean, it's not a secret that we came off of a rough weekend at Hickory, so definitely helping the confidence for sure, even if it's something online. But this is definitely not a pushover competition. I mean, that is for sure. This is a really tough competition, no matter what week it is, no matter what NASRA series it is. You have to work for these wins. You have to put in the time on and off the track.
By the way, don't forget, Blake Lothian will be in action with the rest of the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour for round number 4 of the series. That will be, of course, next Friday night, of course, at the Ace Speedway in Altamaha, North Carolina, just outside of Burlington, Greensboro, off of 40 and 85 in North Carolina. And Blake, I got a feeling you're not going to be running with us in the playoffs at Richmond for the Fast 20 or the Super 20 next Friday for sure, unless you got an iRacing rig in your race hauler I don't know about.
That's a good idea. That is a good idea. I'm gonna have to see what I can do with this thing. But who knows? Who knows? I might make a surprise visit. Who knows? Can't let all my secrets out here.
Well, bud, I hope to see you somewhere soon at a race. I'll be at Florence Motor Speedway tomorrow for NASCAR on Flow Racing. But before I let you go, man, thank your sponsors. Congratulations to you. And hey, I know this has got to be big for you because I know you want to win on NASRA Bad.
Oh, of course. I mean, this is every Friday night. I look forward to this. All week, I look forward to this series. So this is great. I mean, first off, it's great to win for Jeff Sickles. I mean, I felt like I was, not doing what I should have done all season long. So finally got that win. Feel like I deserve now. I belong here. So, oh man, that feels great. But first off, definitely thanking Jeff Sickles. Got Brown Brothers Racing on the truck. Yeah, I mean, all my real life sponsors, the Texas Law Book, Fotis ABC Kids, all the sponsors that make this happen in real life. So once again, thank you for the amazing broadcast. I was listening to it the entire race, trying to see what all I could pick up on as well.
So real quickly, before I let you go, how do you enunciate the hometown correctly?
I swear I heard that. I swear I heard that one of the times. I heard Wellesley like 6 times in a row.
Ain't it Wellesley, Massachusetts?
Yes.
It's Wellesley.
Wellesley, yes.
So it's like Wesley. It's like my damn name. Was it? It's like Wellesley, Massachusetts.
Yes.
Okay. I was trying to just add some enunciations and pronunciations and some hyphens and adjectives I shouldn't have friggin' done. All right, there you go. From Wellesley, Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen, that's Blake Lothian. Will Tiller, I won't do that again. I can promise you that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to join you on trackside here in the booth one more time. And obviously, phenomenal job by Mr. Blake Lothian getting it done. And, well, hey, you could hear the excitement of the Wellesley, Massachusetts driver saying that he was excited to win and to get a NASRA win, and it means so much to so many people. We saw the excitement and the inflection in the voice of Adam Lambert on Monday, obviously, whenever he locked up the Sim Racer Hub NASRA truck title for season 1. You just literally build a family, if you will, with the North American Sim Racing Association. And there's a lot of guys, man, that they take this to heart. And I've said this in closing, William Tiller, and we'll get off the air here, my friend, because we're just after 11 o'clock, and I got to get some bed because I got to get up early in the morning. You know what? There are so many guys that I see across the country. I know you do at the racetracks as well, that race cars on the national level or at your local track. And that might be for these iRacing guys or the ones that have dreams. What they do in the sim might be as far as they ever get to do anything in real life. And that's why literally we want to make that moment be special for them. Honestly, William, I mean, I know that's what I try to do because, it might be the biggest accomplishments they'll ever get or achieve.
And especially in a league like this, Wesley, we pay out cash for the winners here in this
Oh
series.
yeah,
So
oh yeah.
you can make a little bit of money. You work a real life job, maybe 9 to 5. You get on the simulator around 9 o'clock. You make another extra $70. Look at Adam Newbert from the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series there on the Monday nights.
Yep.
He cashed in for $400 for that championship, and then adding it all up there, Wesley. I think he may have cashed out maybe a smooth $800 for the season. So we're talking about big money for a lot of these drivers.
Oh yeah, hands down, man. Well, listen, it's been always fun working with you. I'll try to pop in what Friday nights I can whenever the playoffs are going on. Playoffs, yes, we're in the playoffs for NASRA.
The regular season, I can't believe it. Another regular season in the books.
Richmond and Homestead for the Sweet 20, if you will. And then, of course, also Auto Club Speedway. Very unique racetracks. You go to a 3/4 mile track, okay, at like the Richmond Raceway, short track racing. I think that's cool that they start that right out of the gate. Then you move to the 1.5-mile precision banking track. That is a different configuration of Homestead, Miami. Then you're going to be going to the final round to advance into the Fast 14, a tri-oval track, if you will, intermediate like Auto Club Speedway. And, I think that's cool. They're tearing that track down. They're going to make it into a 1/2-mile short track is what the last conversations were in California when they ran and Kyle Busch won round 2 of the year for the Cup Series. And I think it's cool that iRacing will have that history, William Tiller, that we'll always be able to race and reminisce on the Auto Club Speedway track. And I think it's going to be some fun tracks for the opening 3 rounds of the playoffs for NASRA Season 6. Your take on that, brother?
Oh, yeah, a lot of exciting action to come up in those 3 races. I mentioned it before the conclusion of this race here tonight. Doesn't matter where you start these playoffs at. You could be at the bottom of the table. If you win any of those 3 races, you're into the next round.
Going to be very, very fun. And, of course, all of that begins next Friday. Have your sombrero on. Cinco de Mayo, okay? Hey, Cinco de Mayo. Maybe Raul Meza might celebrate Cinco de Mayo with a big win, right? Somebody like that. Jose Luis Rivera, definitely. So we'll see how all that goes on for everybody of our NASRA family. Hey, Monday, in a couple of weeks. Not this Monday, but in a couple of weeks, Season 2 of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series will fire up. I believe right now William Tiller and myself will be on the broadcast call for that. If I don't have any real broadcast obligations, because kind of the season's winding down, the summer's ahead. We don't fire back up until football season. Got a couple of football games in the summer, but not much. And I think the plan is to work with you guys on Monday night. Tuesday night, this upcoming Tuesday, will be the next round, round 4. Can you believe it? We're already 3 rounds into this new series. Round 4 of 15 weeks of the new NASRA Pulse Poppers Late Model Stock Car Series. Obviously, you've got Adam Newbert coming off of that big win, carrying the momentum of 3 weeks in a row of, or 2 weeks in a row of Rhett Tucker winning. So round 4 will be at Martinsville Speedway on Tuesday. Wednesday, the NASRA podcast. Stephen Thomas, Adam Newbert, they've extended the olive branch to invite me. Somehow, someday, William Tiller, when my schedule allows it, I'm going to pop in to make a visit on the Wednesday night podcast with them. Thursday, I know we're working on another Thursday series. Just kind of be hush about that. And then Friday, William Tiller, your final thoughts, brother. The playoffs start next Friday at Richmond Raceway for the NASRA Triple M Pulling Truck Series, where it all started for the North American Sim Racing Association during the pandemic in the summer of 2020.
Oh, yeah, you better strap in, better buckle up for what's going to be an exciting top 20, the Sweet 20, I guess we're calling it there to kick off things here. A lot of contenders to watch out for, including a guy who was very consistent. Now, let's see if that consistency can carry over. Joey Doucette in that 16, only 1 win on the season. He gets his 2nd win during these playoffs, Wesley. That might make the difference. We're going to tune in to find out next Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network.
Should be a fun one for sure. One more look at Gateway and Worldwide Technology Raceway as we get ready to part ways and call it a night. We're thankful that you were able to join us. Congratulations again to the driver of Blake Lothian for picking up the victory. And we thank you for tuning in. Archives, replays of everything will be up on all of our NASCAR racing platforms on Facebook and YouTube and more. Thanks also to Adam Flieger, our producer, the man that makes us look good, the man that makes the broadcast look good, makes NASCAR look good, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Dodd, and so many others. For William Tiller, I am Wesley Outland. Thank you for joining us, NASCAR fans, sim racing fans, iRacing fans. We look forward to the Sweet 20 next Friday night, May 5th at Richmond.